1. Welcome everybody to another episode of Attack to Talk. My name is AJ. I'm your host. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's a beautiful Sunday for us. We're excited to go ahead and continue on with the journey of Attack on Titan. We're on season 3. What
a journey it is.
We know how the journey ends, but now we're going to go and talk about it. We're going to talk about how we're going to get to that point with our episode breakdowns and discussions. We do the best we can. You know, we talk about a lot of good stuff, but then I also love when we go ahead and we talk about a lot of random bullshit. It's fun. We did that last week.
Oh my gosh,
and it was really, really cool. Kyron had us on a spiral with an awesome question asking us about pretty much what quirk we would want. And then each of us around the room had to go ahead and essentially give a handicap.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
Baby. Gotta find the cons.
Yeah, it was really cool to go ahead and just have that conversation. But then we lost track of time. And then we're like, oh, shoot, we have to actually cover.
Yeah, because we had like a hard out time. So it's like, you know what? We actually need to do the episode.
Yeah. So we have the same thing this episode. We have a hard out, but we'll make sure we go ahead and we cover the episode. Also get some good analysis because Lexi said she had some good analysis last week. And I feel like, damn, we kind of like we rushed it because you said you watched a video that was really kind of talking about.
I think I
covered the points you wanted to talk about.
Covered the main points I wanted to talk about. I'm sure there were more, but we know
baseball.
how.
Yeah, Zeke plays baseball, and then pretty much confirmed that. Bat, what's up, Bat?
Hello, Bat.
Welcome, Bat.
Thank you.
Welcome to 2024. Happy New Year, and we're back, and we're gonna go ahead and be consistent again. I know the holidays are behind us, and we took the time to go ahead and enjoy the break, and just kind of like, take a step back and then just
the holidays, man.
Enjoy time with their families and stuff like that, with their friends and all that good stuff. And we're back. We're gonna go ahead and again be consistent, and we're gonna continue on because we have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are, season 3, episode 16. We're now at the point where we're breaking down these episodes essentially into 3 parts because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to cover. There's so much like just crazy little foreshadowing moments. There's so much just even like moments where we're going to go ahead and talk about characters. As Zach even mentioned last week, that we're getting to an end of an era.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and want to really talk about these characters and how they're... talk about their lasting legacies and the impacts that they made.
Yeah.
Like we're going to...
the stories they left behind.
We're going to go and talk about some good like conversations and even about like hypotheticals on how things would change, how things would be different, what significance and what impact they would make. Read that last part right here, Zach. Not sure, Zach.
And it's actually logical Lex, not research.
Yeah, research Lex. Logical Lex. That's right.
I know it's been a while.
Logical Lex.
That was before like 10 concussions.
Yeah,
that was like 10 concussions ago.
Now
that's okay.
Trying to remember. Lex.
I know. Now it's what is it? Alzheimer's Lex.
Oh no. Concussion
Lex.
Yeah, but Logical Lex is still she's still there.
She's still in there
somewhere.
It just takes a while to get her out.
She's locked behind a couple of gates.
Yeah, there's a couple of gates that she has to get through, but sometimes she makes her way through.
She'll find it. She'll find a way. But yeah, as we were saying, like there's going to be a lot of characters where their story ends in this season. We're getting to that point where we're talking about now the Battle of Shiganshina. We understand the scouts are trying to reclaim that wall. We understand the scouts are trying to finish the war. But does war really ever end?
No.
We come to find that out, obviously.
What is it good for?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Or what's the...
What is it good? Absolutely nothing.
Say it louder.
What is it that like Snake says in the beginning of that? He says in the beginning of the game.
Snake?
Yeah, Snake. You know the character Snake?
Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. That's what I was looking for. In the beginning, he's just like, war has changed.
Oh.
He just like started with his like deep raspy voice.
Yeah.
War.
Yeah, like that.
Changed.
I can't do it right now.
Good. That was good.
I immediately was like,
Yeah,
that
would be my
good.
only good line for the day. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's because it was a deep rasp.
Because it was war.
Yes.
War.
You know what?
That's how
Honestly,
it
bro, channel that for the last segment we're going to do.
I got you.
Channel
War.
that. Because that is nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah. You're not voicing...
Everyone's going to be a bit different today.
Yeah, he's going to be Snake.
But we understand Irvin is different because, I mean, hey, we talked about War...
He's just that guy.
But we talked about War Chief Zeke and how he's really got he's got 2 bright minds of the scouts. He's got Irvin, he's got Armin, both kind of like
On the ropes.
flustered, or not even
Yeah.
flustered, but like still like, yeah, he's got him on
Like
the
have
ropes.
to
off
come up on
guard.
the fly with
Yeah.
new
You got
strategies.
both of them off guard.
Yeah. Which is why last week's episode we talked about, like, we broke down in two separate kind of portions here, where each section ended with like, you know, an Armin thinks, and then the last part was an Irvin thinks, and it's like, damn, these two bright minds of scouts are trying to process what to do next. What do we do next? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Irvin has an idea. Actually, Zach even mentioned, Irvin knows what he needs to do, but he's trying to contemplate how he goes about executing
Yeah,
it.
he's like, how do I explain this to?
And we're gonna go ahead and get a just the initial kind of tease part of that. I know that we over on the story mentioned that this was gonna be the episode, but we'll save that for next week, guys. Just to go and give you guys a heads up on that. But we will end it in a cool little cliffhanger moment. But next week's episode will be the episode
we
because
just
again,
love leaving you wanting more.
yeah, but we have a lot to cover. That's the thing, you know. These episodes, they have so much information, and we already have so much of this material, and like literally the entire season, the series already available, and we know how things play out. So now it's a completely different element here. Where we're like, okay, now we understand how this alters the story or whatever the case is, and. You guys know that I love to spiral. I love to go ahead and talk about hypotheticals. We did it with Bertold's character. We're like, man, Bertold, like, what would he do for the story, you know, if he survived, whatever the
Yeah.
case is, you know? And I love thinking about the hypotheticals. Interesting. I do want to get the chat real quick, but before we do that, Zach,
Yes, sir.
something that is behind you to your left, can you please show something that you were very kind to go ahead and give me? I don't know if you guys remember, but before the holidays, I on stream just threw a couple gifts to Zach. I was like, here,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Here. And that's when
surprised
he was
me.
like, why didn't you tell me?
I'm mad.
And so
'Cause
Zach, of course, went ahead and got me something, and he
I'm-
got me this, which is absolutely incredible. It's amazing. You look at it, obviously, it looks like
He
Heath
keeps
himself
looking
is
at you.
constantly staring at you, no matter where you freaking turn, which I can't wait to go ahead and put that up somewhere over here behind me. We'll go ahead and we'll get that. So now, whenever we're streaming,
sold.
Heath Ledger will be always,
He'll always-
watching
Looking over
me.
AJ's shoulder at you.
He is just chilling there, but
He'll be staring
Yeah.
at you going, why didn't
Yeah,
you
he's
follow?
already- he's
Why haven't
already-
you subscribed? Why haven't you liked the video?
Heath's already right here with me.
yeah.
You know?
You guys just be hanging out.
Yeah. But again, Zach, thank you so much for that. I mean, I appreciate it. You know, I told you, you don't have to get me anything. But then I saw that and I was like, damn, dude, that's awesome, man. And thank you so much. Yeah. So we're quickly over in chat. Heise says Aaron did nothing wrong. Aaron
Yeah.
staying true to his Jaeger.
Lie. That's a lie.
Oh, Bad Bat says, hope it's nice there. We just hit 4 degrees for the high temperature.
Oh wow, damn.
Like Celsius, Fahrenheit.
I'm guessing
Probably
Fahrenheit
talking.
probably, but
Dang,
wow.
Bat Bat. Oh, where about, do we know what state Bat Bat is in?
Where? I can't remember. I know we talked about it.
I
but
can't
either
remember
way, I
either.
hope that you guys
Bat
are
Bat,
bundling up.
what
It's at 4
state are you in?
I hope that
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys-
the one that's at 4, yeah. But
you
it's
guys
been, I mean, it's crazy to think because last night we're all like, I'm so cold.
I know they canceled
Standing
the
around
game.
the fire, I'm so cold. But it was probably like the lowest, like 46 degrees,
Yeah.
45.
I'm not built for those 1 degree temperatures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can
I
do
can
it.
do
Didn't they
that.
cancel a game?
Indiana.
or something?
Indiana. Oh, okay.
So again,
Indiana.
What game did they cancel yesterday? It wasn't.
they postponed a football game, and they're talking about potentially canceling the game. And I believe it's the Bills versus the Steelers.
It was like-
over in Buffalo.
I think it was like also 4 or 5 degrees.
Yeah, and they needed to go ahead and ask for fans to go ahead and help shovel the snow. But the thing is, like as of this morning, they're not allowing anybody to travel. So you can't even like as a fan, if you wanted to go ahead and because I guess they were paying like which
They
is actually
lowered the
pretty
prices
good.
of the tickets because of the cold.
But also anybody who wanted to go ahead and help shovel the snow, I think they were going to pay them $30 an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of like you make it worth your while and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
because obviously you're going to be in harsh
And
conditions
obviously
and
you
stuff,
gotta go
you know.
watch the game afterward too.
Yeah, I would imagine, you know, but
And it's still like a productive thing. Like it needs to be done.
yeah, and so they're talking about that game might being postponed because of the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, they're not allowing any, you know, transportation
Traveling,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. You know, you
So,
can't. The
like-
roads are just unsafe. So
Unless they just do like they did in COVID and they just televise. They just televise it.
yeah, I don't know, but.
I say just caught up.
But that's the thing, that even the players can't make it to the stadium. And then
Yeah.
if you look at the stadium, you look at the pictures of what it looks like. I mean, it's completely snowed in. Like you
Yeah.
can't even see the field. You can't see. It's all just like it's crazy.
It's all just covered.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, it's
one
a
big
lot of-
white mass.
Yeah, it's insane. But again, I hope that you guys are staying warm. Obviously, be safe out there because I mean, just it sounds like at least anything similar. Like whenever you have to, but whenever you are literally like advised and like the safety precautions is just to stay home, you know, it's like, wow. Again, just like thinking about the weather and how
Yeah.
just trying to drive is like crazy, you
like
know?
it'd be a whole thing. Cause I like think about like, oh dang, I woke up and I have to leave early and my car defroster, like I complain about that, but I'm like, can you imagine, like I would being like waking up late and then you go outside and your car
You're like, oh
has
shit, I
snow
have to
on it.
shovel.
Yeah, I have to like sweep snow off of my car.
that's
That would
insane.
push me over the edge. I think
That's insane.
I'd be like, I'm not going.
Some more power
There's
to you.
snow on my car. Yes, one of the highest rated episodes
Yep.
in media
says.
history.
Yeah, insane.
Media.
Insane.
No, the end of AOT shows in the credits.
Yeah, I think that's referring to the war and all that stuff. More of the real Solid Snake.
Yeah, I want the Jaegerist flag.
I'm sure
Of course
they're
you
out
do.
there.
I'm sure,
Jacob,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure you can go
surprised
ahead and
you
get
don't
that.
already
And interesting. So Jacob asked us, "Hey, AJ, Lex, Zach, the dub has ended and everyone did great. I got more emotional in the sub." So that's the thing for me. I actually
Yeah.
was talking to the Asian freak,
The Asian freak.
right, about it, and I don't want to say there's a sense of urgency to go in and watch it because for me, like, once I finish it,
Then that's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's done. Like we've been waiting for it, and it's
'Cause
nice to
it's
go.
been out for a week now.
Yeah. And we talked about it last week's episode. We're like,
yeah.
oh, let's watch it tonight. But then it's like, you know,
Maybe not.
Then you gotta
And-
say goodbye.
I don't know if I'm just ready
know.
yet. Especially if Jacob's saying that he got more emotional than sub. Like, I already know.
Because it's one thing like hearing the tone, like it's one thing like hearing the words being said and reading them, versus like you can actually understand which specific words and syllables are being like emotionally.
Yeah. And also
evoked
voices you're
in
familiar
your-
with and
in your
hearing
own
stuff, you
language.
know, and all that. And just
Yeah.
like when you have certain characters that, again, just really resonate and they express emotions like that. And it's like, it's crazy, you know? And
Like hearing Bryce Pappenbrook and hearing Josh Grell.
Like-
and
my favorite character, Armin, like, there's going to be moments where I'm like, wow, like, you know, it's going to
That
be
scene of him
difficult.
there is gonna hit a little bit different.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
gosh,
sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my gosh. I'm already like,
but
I can already get emotional.
we will watch it for sure at some point, but it's hard because then that's going to be officially kind of like goodbye, unless again we get more, you know,
Yeah.
material and
You
whatnot.
know, people will always want more. But let Isayama rest for a while. That man's been working
Oh,
hard.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get to that for sure. But I definitely know that I'm gonna get emotional. I mean, we streamed the final part live, and only one of us cried. You know, Zach. No, but it's
You
okay.
don't blame him. That's
It's
actually
okay.
good.
We-
Yeah,
I felt bad for not crying. I felt bad for not
Yeah.
crying.
For you guys talking about dub, it's like I watched nothing but sub.
Yeah, so
until
that it connects with him more.
that hit me hard.
Yeah.
My voice acting.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like how my voice is gone.
Very cool.
There's more AOT
Appreciate
stuff
that,
coming
Bat.
this year. What specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, is it gonna be
Elaborate.
Levi related stuff or is it gonna be I don't know. I've heard some stuff, but I
We're
don't
getting
know.
Levi. We're getting some Levi.
Interesting. So
So Marco said it's getting
yeah, back to
down
the weather.
to 20 degrees.
20 over here.
In, Utah.
And even then, I'm like, that's too.
That's still, yeah. Oh, the Bad Boy manga, which is the Levi teenage manga thing.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
So Levi and his
we get to see Levi being a little shithead.
I know.
I'm so excited.
But being a strategic criminal
Yeah, for sure.
head.
That's what happens when the intelligent.
Oh,
turn
Heisa
their-
has a question for you.
How do you feel, AJ Armin, going with Aaron in hell?
Is that where they're going? Do they go
Yeah,
to hell
do we know
together?
that for sure? I
I mean,
know-
yeah, I think everyone in this anime is going to hell.
Yeah. I mean, when you boil down to it, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
what got me though was the moment, obviously, when the tree at the end and stuff like that, and it seemed like Armin was the last one there, and he just, you know,
All by his lonesome
Yeah.
visiting them.
Poor baby.
so it seems like Aaron's gonna be waiting a while for Armin in hell.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
My boy.
what the hell took you so long?
Well, I was living a long, fruitful life like you wanted.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I was doing what you wanted, man.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah,
Very cool,
spoiler
guys.
warning.
Yeah.
I think we already did that.
Heavy
right?
spoilers.
Yeah,
You
well,
guys should
we
know
didn't do
coming
it, but I
in.
mean,
You guys should
guys
already know. It's an
yeah.
Attack the Talk podcast.
Yeah.
And it's
Jacob's
done.
all caught up on JJK now, so
yeah,
congrats. You're gonna have to wait like 3 more years until you get more shit. Unless you read the manga, go crazy.
that's insane. That's insane.
Manga's
Something
fire.
that's JJK. I need to watch that. I need to
You do 100%.
at some point.
I need to watch the movie in the second.
You need to understand that I'm
One
literally,
Piece.
I'm literally Gojo, bro.
You
I'm
literally Gojo. Yeah. Interesting. I say
Anyways.
Shingeki no. Okay. It's an art book that's in Japanese and it comes with Aaron's key and Mikasa's scarf. Pre-orders are sold out and I
Oh.
got one. Whoa! What?
Okay.
That's dope.
Oh
That's
shit!
pretty sick.
Jacob,
Nice
you're gonna have to once you get it, send us like a video over on
Review,
Insta or
an
something.
opening review.
Yeah, that'd be
something
so
like
cool.
that.
Very good. I have heard of that. Yeah, Shingeki no Kyojin,
Ah.
no Kyojin Fly.
This last one's for you, Zach.
Nah, I'd win. Run it up.
Right.
I'll run to Utah right now, bro.
Yeah, you know, that'd be
I
cool.
will run up to you in Utah.
I will Forrest Gump my way over to Utah.
Yeah. All right, good stuff, guys.
On your pockets.
So yeah, we actually have a Q&A. We have a poll question to cover
Yes,
in this
I'm very
episode. We
excited.
didn't do that last week, but we have one this week. So I think we can go and jump right into that. So without further ado, Lexi, whenever you're ready.
So I'm going to be starting with the poll because actually you were mentioning this earlier about the war strategy, how Zeke has left like Armin and Erwin kind of like we haven't
They're
seen
kind
them
of at a loss a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't really seen we haven't seen Erwin like this ever. And then Armin, we
Armin
have
has-
seen, but he's been on a
He has
on a
resorted
come
back to his like lack of confidence
up.
self.
Yeah, this is our first time seeing him back to kind of that season one
Yeah.
in a while.
Yeah, exactly. And so what did Armin do? He literally delegated the responsibility
Yeah,
of
he
being.
just said, "John, I need you to take over
Yeah.
for me because I don't know what to do."
Yeah, which I know Eddie's even mentioned like Eddie says, "Oh man, I want to touch upon that when I get the chance. Take your time, guys." Yeah. So Eddie, I'm guessing you have an awesome
Hello,
response for
Eddie.
us, and definitely chime in. We love when you guys go ahead and elaborate on why you guys decided to choose a certain thing, whether it be poll question or even just your guys' responses, because you guys go ahead and you will respond to the Q&A, but please elaborate.
Yeah,
Again,
I would love to hear your
we've
guys'
talked about
reasoning.
so many times in the podcast how, like, for me personally, I love learning more about Attack on Titan. I love seeing your guys' perspectives. And a lot of times you guys really change my perspective as well,
Yeah,
as far
same.
as like, wow, I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it, and I know
Yeah.
there's been plenty of times where you guys will respond to the Q&A with a different kind of idea and a different way of reading the question than we presented
Yeah,
it,
like a
which is
different
awesome.
interpretation.
And even Josh says he wants to elaborate on his as well. And
Yeah, I would love
please,
to hear you guys
Please elaborate, guys, when we get to
So
your
go
guys'
ahead and type
responses.
those up and get ready to press send as soon as I read the results.
But I did want to mention though, what Eddie's been talking about, and this is again going back to John now kind of having this leadership responsibilities over in this very pivotal moment of the story where literally any miscalculation results in death.
Yeah.
And we're talking
pretty
about
much
like
a loss for like humanity loses.
and the thing is, now John is responsible for not just him anymore. He's responsible for Connie, responsible for Sasha, responsible for Armin now, he's responsible for Mikasa,
Some very vital character.
And the thing is, like, he is now trying to go ahead and give direct orders as far as how to go about, just dealing with the Colossal Titan.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, again, what is described as the most destructive, most powerful Titan in the anime.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
We've
called
talked
War
about,
Chief Zeke.
yeah. And again, it's something where it's like Eddie has touched on how Jean would be a character if given the leadership responsibilities, right? And again, this is going to segue too into another awesome
our
response, and I'm
Q&A.
guessing that's what Eddie wants to elaborate on, maybe. But I just want to give again props to Eddie because Eddie has been on that Jean kind of like train of just
Yeah.
being like, hey, there's so much potential
He's been
for
in
Jean.
Jean's corner for a while.
And Jean is a character where we shit on him a lot of times, because it's like,
yeah.
oh, Jean, shut
yeah.
up. Whatever.
because the anime does too.
Yeah.
They like
He's a
kind
horse
of
face, bro.
make
Yeah,
him the
horse
comedic
face, exactly.
relief, even though he's not really the.
He takes
comedic
himself
relief.
very serious, and all that.
Yeah, it's a different kind of comedic.
But again,
It's like we're laughing at him, not with him.
yeah,
it's gonna be. I'm excited to go ahead and see what the results are. And Mark even says easy target.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he does. He makes himself an easy target because of how he carries himself early
and
on in the
because
story.
he's so like serious about everything, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
calm down.
But again, I'm excited. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue. Go ahead, Lex.
So the poll that we asked you guys last week is who is the better war strategist? And the options are Zeke Yeager,
Mm-hmm.
Armin Arlett, and Irvin Smith.
Interesting. So do we want to give the response or the results, or do you want to ask us?
I want you guys to guess how the votes fell.
So you want us to guess how they fell, and then
Yeah.
afterwards you'll ask us how we.
yeah, afterward, after
Okay.
I say the response at the
results?
I'll ask.
Now
you
I have to
guys.
not look at the result.
I know. I haven't seen the results. I don't know
This
what
is
to
my
expect.
first time looking at them too.
And
Are
okay,
you shocked?
are you shocked? That is going to be a hint.
I feel like we deserve one hint.
I see the reasoning, but it's not how I thought it was gonna land.
Okay, so you're surprised.
I am a little surprised.
Okay, so we got
But
both
I'm-
coming
I'm-
in. Heisei and Bad both say Irvin. So
Okay,
and honestly, I was even leaning.
Irvin.
I was leaning towards that as well. Because I was gonna say that this is how I would go, right? And there's gonna
Okay.
be part of it is also like, you know, how I am with my, you know, my favorite character.
Yeah,
you know,
you're a little biased because it's Armin.
but I'm gonna say that it's Irvin, Armin, then Zeke.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. Yes, Zeke is in a moment where we see him in his glory. We see him just absolutely wrecking shit.
Yeah.
But just think about like big picture, grand scale thing, you know?
Like, is he like that all the time?
Yeah. So like,
Like in all
I'm trying to think of the
battles?
resume here. I'm trying to think of,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like Irvin has a
Because in
resume.
season 4, he gets clapped real quick.
Yeah, like Irvin has a resume.
What's the track record? What's the
Armin
track record?
he's establishing a resume. We've talked about it. Zach, you even mentioned like the scouts wouldn't even be where they're at if it wasn't for Armin's plans. You know,
That's true.
Not to say that
Very true.
that's not the case with Zeke, because again, we're watching the story from the scouts' perspectives. We don't see what's happening over in Marley. We
Yeah.
don't see what's happening with Zeke and his story. We get that story over in season 4, you know, with Zeke's childhood and everything, but we don't see Zeke until he's already this war chief.
Yeah,
you know.
true.
So again, I'm skewed a little bit with my reasoning.
I feel like you're slowly convincing yourself to put Armin on top.
No,
He is. Oh, no, he is.
Irvin's
No, I
Irvin's
could- I
still.
Let him go for like
Irvin's
10
still
more minutes,
goated.
and he's like,
Irvin's
And he's
still.
like, you know what?
Armin's the reason we're here today.
But also the same thing as I mentioned with Zeke, though, like we don't see that with Irvin, because remember when we talked about the Commandant Keith Sawdust and how he's reflecting over on his journey to become the commander of the scouts, and all of a sudden you see all these people who they're just shitting on him, you know, because what happens is he's bringing back less and less scouts because they're
More
dying on his
casualties
command.
every time they
But
come
who is the one squad leader that always comes back with every single one of his squad with his scouts?
Irvin.
That is Irvin.
Irvin.
And that's when they're like,
That's why we
you
don't
know,
see his backstory, because his backstory is fucking lame. He always wins.
because he's Captain
Yeah.
America, you
No,
know?
no,
I
he
know,
really
he's
is.
fucking Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris Evans
And then that's the thing.
of Attack on
live
Titan.
action AOT. We need Chris Evans as Irwin, please.
That is a
Interesting.
popular fan cast.
Interesting though. Josh says that. Oh, he says it's Zeke or Armin. So okay, that's you know.
Okay, he's thinking either the.
But you can
top
only
one-
choose one. I'm kidding. Josh
Yeah.
says, but he said Zeke did come up with the Liberia plan and the fake switch up plan back on parody with the wine. Yes, I mean
Yeah,
again.
that's true. That's also part of
Who
his
knows how
resume.
long he'd been planning that for?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what the results are. I don't know if
think-
they're close, but
I
that's
can confidently
me.
say that I think Zeke is a better strategist than a better fighter.
Oh yeah,
He's
for
much
sure.
better at strategy than actual combat.
I mean, look at him. He's a ranged fighter. He's
I mean, the way that he's like,
he'll set up if he's a ranged
Jacob.
fighter.
But Josh, who gave people the wine to drink? That's right. Lock.
we're not.
Willock.
All right, Zach, what say you, my friend?
At this point in the story, I'm gonna start
okay.
with that so
Okay.
you understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Where I get
The full
World War
resume.
III
And again,
from this
typical
side.
AJ, thinking too much about it.
I know.
At this point in the story, Zeke is on top for me. 'Cause
Okay.
Zeke even surprised me.
The
with
point that
his
we're currently
strategy.
covering, or like
True.
all of Attack on Titan.
Just the point.
No,
that we're
where we're at
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
at the
Okay.
story. At this point in
Yeah.
the story, if we hadn't talked about future,
Yeah.
Zeke has done nothing but blow my mind.
Yeah.
He's done nothing but blow everything out of proportion.
Yeah.
Catch the Irwin off guard.
Yeah.
Catch Armin off guard. Got Birdie to act out on his own.
True.
He put Rhina and Birdie in their fucking place.
Yeah, he literally
Like even
fucked
his,
up
that's
Rhina.
true. His strategy
And
was
we-
so good that even his own side, his like
Was scared
own-
of him.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
own side was
And
scared.
we
or
say that
shocked.
he's not much of a fighter, but he beat the fuck out of Rhina and
Yeah.
Bertolt, like no
true,
problem.
true
Yeah.
that.
So like, Zeke's on top for me. Then it goes Irwin. Then it goes Armin.
Okay.
Interesting.
So then Irwin, then Armin.
So do you agree with either one of us, or are you like the other way? You're
Me
like Armin on top.
personally-
I don't see that.
Me personally, I think
she,
I would
Irwin,
put
Armin.
I would put Armin, Irwin, Zeke.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm thinking resumes.
Yeah.
Full
You're
on
thinking
resumes.
you're
Okay.
grand
Armin
scheme.
is like the reason, basically the big reason why the whole anime ended.
Yeah.
Like why war was able to be, I mean, we know that it actually didn't, but
for
was
at
able
least
to be like
1,000
eradicated.
years. Yeah.
And I mean, given that's also very heavily Aaron's responsibility
Yeah.
as well. Aaron's doing.
That's what I was gonna
but
say. It kind of devalidates Armin a bit because he's kind of
yeah.
pushed through his path.
That's true. That's true.
If Armin wasn't kind of forced to,
But
go through
I
that
think I'm
path-
going to stick with Armin, Erwin, Zeke. But
Okay.
also, I could be
Damn, disrespecting the Jaeger like that.
Yeah, I could be internalizing the results
But
because I know how they lie.
Okay.
But
I like this though because we're thinking resumes. Zach's thinking like currently.
current, yeah.
I'm curious.
And I don't know how.
Let us know.
the rest of
what
our
did you guys think? Did you guys vote
Were you
based
guys
off
thinking
of
in the
resume?
moment, or were you thinking like grand scheme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full anime.
And interesting. So
Even then,
Like
If I
end of
did a-
anime or season 3, episode 16. Like
Yeah.
If I did a grand scheme, it's probably gonna be Zeke, Armin, Erwin.
okay.
Okay, so Zeke is still on
Yeah.
top for you.
Zeke is fucking goated. I'm so sorry.
His
Yeah,
strategy.
he is. I mean-
his like way of
He's a
strategizing.
Jaeger. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really, really
He's the
good.
brother to God.
Yeah.
But
I mean, literally, just this royal, bloodline member who has just orchestrated a lot. Like, it's crazy to think about how much control and how much manipulation the Jaegers had in the story. Even
Yeah.
thinking about Grisha, because even Grisha, once given the kind of responsibility from Aaron Kruger to go ahead and carry out this mission, to go ahead and raise a family and stuff, like. He is still like manipulating people,
Yeah, still,
and
yeah.
it's so crazy.
All
I
I'm
don't know
saying
if it's an
is-
like the Attack Titan thing. I don't know
Yeah.
whatever it is. I don't know if because we talked
If it's
about
a Jaeger
with
thing.
the like the
If I ever
founding
meet a
Titan.
Jaeger, I'm never gonna be their friend. I'm sorry. If I can't do this.
Well, we talked about with the founding Titan how the ideology and your whole kind of like view on how to go about things changes, and so for all you know, maybe you just become
you
this
start
manipulative
getting all
person.
of these other people's memories, and you're
Yeah.
a hot pot of personalities and memories.
Yeah, interesting. Real quick, Jacob says, just so you know, Zach,
I call
Falco's bird Titan Birdie now because of you.
Birdie.
Good.
And then Marco says,
Birdie.
the Beast was the brain of the operations on Marley. He probably studied all the other types of Titans and used their strengths and weaknesses. And that, honestly, that sounds definitely like a Zeke thing,
Yeah,
It
For
is.
sure.
that's true.
And we
Well, that's what you
also-
need to do
We're
sometimes.
seeing a lot of Zeke praise going.
So Zeke's like father figure is this
is how I should've been
doctor,
with Pixis.
right? It's his doctor.
Hey, notice how Pixis isn't in this lineup, man.
That's
He didn't
true.
even make the cut.
Didn't make the cut.
Pixis didn't even make the cut, man.
Poor guy. Poor old man.
Zach will die on the Pixis hill.
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
know.
So Josh says Zeke has been plotting and manipulating Marley since he became a warrior. Yep. Armin when stressing.
Yeah.
And then Josh says his only downfall is his familiar love and scars and yearn for reciprocation from another family member.
Oh, yeah. His downfall
Only
is
thing
that
got
Zeke
his
has
way,
daddy issues.
blind trust. Yeah, that's true. But all right, so the three of us all have different results. So,
Oh, yeah.
Jacob
Heise's vote is for Irvin.
the big monkey isn't Goated, you know who is? Because my soldiers.
It's Irvin.
You know who dies in that though?
You're such an ass.
Hey, but you know who
I
dies?
saw you get that cheeky grin, and I was like, he's gonna say it.
yeah.
I can
All right.
have it.
Are you ready to hear how the results lie?
Yes, let's do it.
So, do you want me to start from bottom to top?
Yeah.
Okay, in the bottom, with 17%,
Oh.
is Zeke Yeager.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn. So they must be thinking like, well, even the thing though is that like
Y'all are
Zach
just parody
even
fanboys.
argued though because like he's thinking big picture, like he still
Y'all are
had
just
Yeah, you
Zeke
still had
fanboys.
Zach.
as the second, right?
Zeke pretty-
Like
I
you
almost said
had
Zach. You still had Zach pretty high, yeah?
but yeah, so like Zach had Zeke at second, right? With big picture, right? You had Armin at top and Irvin at the bottom, right? Or did did you still
my,
have
my grand scheme was Zeke, Armin, Irwin.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Zeke is at the top regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Bro, he's just
But
the
our
only reason.
viewers-
The only reason Zeke died is because he gave up.
He was ready.
You know what? You're not wrong.
He literally stood there and said, "Hi, Levi.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you right now, but look at this fucking."
No,
dude."
he literally was like, I'm
Yeah.
so glad to see you. Or what did he say?
He said
I'm glad to see you, but I'm sure that you can't say the same.
something along
Or
those
something
lines.
like
I
that.
think he's like, Levi, I heard you've been looking for me, but I'm not too happy to see you.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, but look at this. Look at
But he's like,
my
hey.
ass. Look
Yeah,
at
I know. But yeah, you know what? That's a great point. I do think that. Okay, I think we have a good idea.
Am
of who
I
that is.
blushing right now?
I don't think it's who you
I think
it
we have a
is.
good idea of who that is.
Who you think it is?
I think his name starts with T and that it's a dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Tez?
It's Tezzy West.
Oh, Tez.
Oh my god! That's so funny.
Tez! I
Hello,
missed you,
Tez
man.
Scott.
You gotta link up again.
Oh my god.
Oh my
He
god.
didn't give up, in my opinion. He realized, this is what Josh is saying. He realized that he could still do some good in the very end and let Levi kill him. Interesting.
I think he could have done good if he stayed alive too, but
Yeah.
You know.
But the thing is, if he had
Or-
stayed alive, that's such like a loose end. Because he's still...
well, he needed to die anyways to help
Yeah.
stop Aaron.
Yeah. So that's crazy. But damn.
Zeke didn't get the light he
So
deserved.
yeah, I
man.
do think that Zeke should be higher, but this is how our viewers voted. So we have Zeke at the bottom.
Yeah, Zeke's at the bottom. And again, guys, elaborate too. We would love to go ahead and, again, understand why you voted the way you did, why someone is at the top. And Margo says Levi would be breathing down his neck the whole time.
Yeah.
Levi, my gosh.
So the
Irvin, because of bias. Okay.
yeah, Irvin
I think
bias.
Peek and Rico's so fine. All right,
I think
Jacob,
Peek
there
and
we go.
Rico. Hey,
Yeah.
Rico survived the whole anime.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Rico, right? But then they show her at the end.
Yeah, at the very, very
At the
end.
very end, yeah. So,
With her,
there you go.
her new hair. Okay, the next, the middle, second place is at 33%.
Interesting.
and
So
the
from
top-
17 to 33.
And then the top is at 50.
Oh, wow.
50%.
50.
So I already know how these are going.
You know?
I have a gut feeling.
Yeah, I think I have a gut feeling too. And I think that I'm right with my guess.
I think you were right, AJ.
Right? Or is Armin on top?
Irvin Smith
Is
is second with 33%.
Whoa!
Which means Armin Arlet is top with 50%.
Let's go.
Your boy Armin got the
Is
praise.
this what
he
you had?
deserved. Yeah, it is what I have.
She's like, I had this because I have the results
That's
on
what
my
I said. I was like, actually.
I might be skewed because they're right
I know.
in front of
I
me.
might be skewed because I just said the exact thing that it is.
Look at that. We got notes coming in.
The overwhelming no's.
Yes. Yes. Armin.
All I know is my man
love
got
it.
so much hate. 14% hate.
I know. 17.
Wow.
17%
Yeah.
hate.
17. Interesting.
I'm not good
You
with
did come up with a
numbers.
good plan in Liberia with Zeke too.
Okay.
Wow. Damn, I'm surprised. I really thought that Irvin was going to go ahead and get a lot of respect.
I thought so too.
Damn, 50% for
That's
the
crazy.
narrator. That's some narrator armor right there.
Wow. I know, right? For real, narrator the Armin. His plan with the Jaegers failed.
Yeah, this one with the Jaegers failed. Yeah.
Damn.
Armin is on top.
It's true.
Very cool. Wow. I like that.
50%.
Shout out to
half of our viewers think that Armin
Armin's
is the
goat.
best war strategist.
Armin's the GOAT.
And I think with Armin though, it's a different mindset because he's coming from a leadership and coming from a strategy where he's looking to go ahead and prevent death. He's trying to prevent war. He's trying to prevent bloodshed.
Armin's ultimate goal is to prevent conflict.
Yeah, you know exactly.
Yeah.
And which is
he would rather mitigate the conflict than
Yeah.
to have it actually
Armin's
like plan
ideals
for
are
war.
the best fight to happen is the one that didn't happen.
Yeah.
While everyone's like, if you fuck with me, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
'cause I was gonna
Zeke's
say-
like, fuck you.
he's literally
Yeah. No, literally. No, because Zeke's strategy is all based off of actual combat, I feel like. Like, there's definitely casualties and a whole lot of death involved.
Yeah.
But then Armin, on the complete opposite, it's kind of interesting that they're on opposite ends. It makes sense because Armin's strategy is, he also could
well,
use
it's kind of like what Marco's saying
manipulation.
right here. Like Armin uses whatever he needs to on the spot.
Yeah.
Right? And he mentioned scary manipulation tactics. I mean, we saw he tried doing that with Bertold.
With Bertold,
you know.
yeah.
But again, Bertold kind of like he got to a point where he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to end this regardless. Like, doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about the fact that like Armin uses, the pigs are going to go ahead and like they're going to slaughter Annie, whatever the case is. I think that was kind of like that was the moment where it's like, okay, now I know you're full of shit.
Yeah,
like,
now I know you're lying.
They're not going to
What?
kill
Yeah,
her.
like
They
You're
can't.
gonna feed her
pigs.
to pigs?
the pigs are gonna go ahead and kill a female
on,
Titan.
Armin.
No,
You're like, nah, someone's going to eat her ass. Someone's going to chomp down and get her powers.
Josh. That's funny considering Armin has over 1,000 kills on his.
Yeah, over 1,000 kills.
Bro,
He does.
literally
And that's just
nuked
from
the whole
that's-
harbor.
His
Yeah.
KD ratio is crazy.
That's literally just from the first moment we see him as his Titan.
Yeah, this dude literally nuked a harbor.
Yeah. And
That's our
he didn't
intro to
hear-
season 4, baby.
He didn't hear
Yeah.
any of it. Didn't hear any
No,
of it.
that's why
No
Titan doesn't have
ears.
ears.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hear the
Wow.
screams of death.
I am pleasantly surprised. What is your Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
80%.
it's crazy. Can
Exact.
you imagine like tallying up and seeing like all the deaths and stuff like that? Like obviously Aaron,
Yeah.
his
Telling
freaking Katie is insane.
Yeah, his
So
yeah.
literally 80% of humanity to nothing
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
like I wonder who's like second.
to 2.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy.
second.
I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll technically say 1,002.
I believe it's either.
You got
Zeke-
roasted and shot in the face. True.
Yeah.
I'd say Zeke or Armin.
Yeah.
Maybe
I was even
Bernie?
thinking like Bertold. I mean, who knows what he did? You know, prior to
Yeah.
reaching
Well, he was a
parody.
He was a kid.
He was a kid, but then I could have sworn that in season 4 we go ahead and we get kind of backstory that he's over in like some sort of like almost like a military outpost or some sort of, I don't know if it's like they were already at war with something
I
and they're
feel like
using
that
their
would
tactics.
be that could be in between parody and season 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'd have to go ahead and see that scene again, but maybe it was just a training thing. You know how they go out there and they test like nukes out over in the whatever freaking
Middle of the ocean,
far
Bikini Bottom?
disclosed, locations and stuff where they're not around anything.
Nuking the Bikini Bottom,
Yeah,
baby.
Kitty's high, but what about his wins and losses? Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That's true. You could have a good KD, but if you still lose.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that Armin, I mean, a lot of times, his initial strategy doesn't always work, but it's kind of like even what Marco said, like he can kind of just,
He spins back.
yeah, he can go ahead and try to come up with something over on the spot.
Armin gets his get back.
Not to say that Zeke or Irvin don't do the same, because obviously Irvin's going to go ahead and come up with a plan in this moment here in the story where we're talking about. But
And then his team must suck.
like I said, I still don't like Gabi. Yeah, I don't know who likes Gabi.
Yeah, I think we're all on that same
No one.
train, man.
No one.
Josh
likes
says
Gabi.
Zeke led the other warriors in different countries and killed a lot of people.
That's true.
Gabi's just a horse gobstopper, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. She's one of those characters that introduce and instantly just hate her.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that she got met with a bunch of hate immediately, which was not really accounted for, but it's because she was
a snob.
But I do see what they're going for, though, that she's just a complete, like, she's a total, like,
Say the B
what's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Like,
Bitch.
no. I'm thinking of, like, a total, like, reflection of Aaron when he was a kid.
Yeah, we get it. The eyebrows. You got it.
No, not like that. Like, the whole, like, you grow up in your own, like, she obviously grew up in Marley, and she has those instilled Marleyan ideals.
Yeah.
So that's why she's like, the Island Devils.
Yeah. Oh,
She's,
God. Even the way you said that, I was just
yeah.
like, processing, like,
The Island Devils.
She's Marley's version of Aaron.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much is, yeah.
Yeah, we
what it
fucking
is.
hate her. That's
And
why we
then-
hate her. That's the whole point.
But then everyone was just like, I hate this girl. Why is she da-da-da-da-da? And I mean, yeah, I don't like her either.
She got
but
Falco
I thought she
whipped.
got met with a lot of hate.
I know.
I don't know what Falco sees. Falco whipped.
I know.
We
Dude's
have
got some,
some
like,
very,
most
very
powerful Titan.
Interesting analysis here from Josh. He says Armin is spontaneous with his thinking, Zeke is meticulous and calculated, and Irvin is like a hybrid of both.
Okay.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot, Josh.
Everyone's very well thought through in the moment.
Yeah.
You can analyze very quickly.
Yeah. But
Take a
also,
bunch
I
of
like that
different things
mindset
in.
because, like, the fact that Josh is explaining, saying Zeke is meticulous and calculated, I really interpret that as in, like, he'll do whatever it takes to go ahead and secure victory.
Yeah.
Whereas we see
plans
Irvin do
shit
the same
out,
thing. too,
yeah.
where, like, he literally, like, he will go ahead and sacrifice lives to get one step closer to,
Yeah. They're,
saving humanity.
I feel like a good way of like separating these three with Gabi's headshot count. No, for real. She's a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
But I feel like a good way of separating these three amazing strategists is seeing what they most prioritize.
Yeah.
Like
good point.
Armin prioritizes lives.
Yeah.
Zeke prioritizes win. Like, I need to win this battle. And
Yeah.
I feel like Irvin prioritizes like research, knowledge.
Yeah, his is almost
Just
like
getting a
prioritizing
step
the
closer.
truth.
Yeah, that's what
That's
it is.
his whole
Yeah.
thing. Like, we
And
had that
Irvin
whole episode.
prioritizes
Yeah.
the truth.
Because again, it's like we understand his backstory. We've talked about it before in the
Yeah.
podcast. Like literally, his father was murdered based off of knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's why Irvin now
just
his
wants
motivation.
to get as high as he can on the pyramid scheme, the totem pole,
Yeah.
to figure out what he wants to know and why his dad was killed.
Yeah.
Armin's focused about saving lives, getting freedom, But Zeke, why I say Zeke's number one is because I'm like you said, motherfucker. He's like, I want to win.
Yeah.
I just need to win.
Yeah.
Like no matter what happens, if you don't win in something like war, there's nothing after. You gotta win.
Yeah.
And that's he'll sit down. He'll think of every possible action. He'll have a plan A, plan B, plan C for every step of the way.
Yeah.
And he gets his shit done. Like he does his research.
That's
you can
true.
also even make the case that like I think Josh had mentioned, or I can't remember exactly who mentioned it. I think it was Josh, but like again, while he has plans for, you know, plan A, plan B, plan C, down the list of how to go about securing whatever wins, but he also has plans for, you know, the pieces around him, you know, with the other Titan warriors, you know? So it's like it's crazy.
Everyone's got backup plans.
Yeah,
and he coordinates all of it. He goes, if they do this, you're gonna do this, and if they do that, you're gonna do that. You gotta fucking write it down. I don't give a shit.
I know.
Yeah.
You got 5 options to do on what they do, and just react.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how to react. Just react.
Yeah.
Just having an option for every outcome.
Real quick though, so Heise said we didn't see enough of the rumbling, didn't even cry, I was getting hyped.
Yeah, that's, I think that was just you.
Yeah, and then Eddie, okay, interesting. Eddie says, okay, guys, what's super awesome about Irvin is that he goes ahead and makes great plans right on the spot, and what Armin does is he grows upon them by adding to them.
That's a great,
true.
great point.
Yeah.
I agree.
Armin's best strategy is not making the initial plan. It's taking one raw idea and building upon that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then Josh says Zeke takes a long time to think of a thought out plan such as the Liberia one and the parody takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah.
again, that's almost to like exactly what Zach was saying. Like he has these well thought out plans and he thinks
he
about it for a
wants
long time
victory.
because he's almost like thinking about every potential outcome.
Yeah,
you know?
every
He literally
Every
looks at it like
scenario-
one big chess game.
Scenario,
He
that's
maps
what I'm
out
thinking of.
every move. He predicts how they're going to react to his move.
Yeah.
React to their move. React to his move. React to their move. Back and forth until he gets a victory.
And
he's literally just long term.
Yeah, exactly, Doctor Strange. But he's like, we've talked about just this whole Irvin and Zeke kind of standoff initially, where it's like they're both playing this game of chess. But again,
It's the best pre-planner versus the best gut feeling, like the best. What's the word?
well, just being instinctual, you know,
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
best
Yeah,
you
best
know?
instincts versus
instincts.
the best planning. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
you know,
true.
and it's, I mean,
like most adaptable, and then just like
Thank you, that's what-
best planning.
yeah. I mean, it's very, very impressive for sure. And obviously, these 3 characters, we put them in this poll because of just, again, their impacts, because of just their knowledge, their strengths, and stuff like that, and all that. And they're just very powerful characters in the story.
Yeah. Marco, that's kind of what I was looking for. Thank you. Irvin prioritizes advancing humanity, like progress.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Heise agrees with Eddie. Josh continues saying Irvin's front is saving humanity, just like what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Says, which is actually him validating his father and finding out the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. We never really got to see like a long-term Commander Armin. I wish we did.
But-
I know.
My answer could be skewed if I got to see like
What he did going
even
forward.
what
as
he
a
did
character.
after everything.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as what's the word? Like an ambassador. As an ambassador, I didn't even get to see what he did then.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Because that could have.
That's all manipulation at the end of the day.
We didn't get to see his full resume.
Heise says, I love that picture of Aaron and Armin and Mika behind you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a gift from actually yours truly.
Yeah.
For your
nice
birthday.
A lot of stuff here that we see, you know, has been changed. The backdrop has been changed. And Lexi obviously helped out by just kind of making it look nice and all that. As I mentioned at the start of this episode, we're going to go and add Heath
Yeah.
up here.
So we're gonna have to.
So we'll go ahead and we'll move some
You'll
stuff
see.
around.
We'll see a new
but,
background in the coming weeks.
This Eddie will, or this Jacob will stay exactly where it's at. So it'll always be there.
That one will always be there, so you can always stare at it.
You can't see the other one on my camera, but this is one that Zach also got me, which is a cool, badass.
That was the Anime Expo one.
Anime Expo.
Anime Expo.
But yeah, thank you so much for that, and thank you, Lex, for the gift for sure. Continuing on now, Josh says that even Hanji said that he's thought of everything and is 4 steps ahead of us. Obviously, referring to Zeke. And Hai says, I have a question for all of you. Oh, interesting. Do you align yourselves with Marley's ideals, or are we Island Devils?
I feel like we're gonna lean towards Island Devil because that's where our perspective has been. That's where our perspective has been throughout the entire anime.
Yeah.
We've been put in the shoes and in the perspective of parody.
Yeah.
And then when we see Marley, we are immediately met with that is the enemy. Those are the enemies.
Exactly.
So
This is their unjust rule. I feel like if, obviously, yeah, parody, 100%. But if Marley didn't have such an unjust view of
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also
parody,
too,
could've been-
parody
could've been
wasn't
different.
so villainized.
I'm not a fan of the segregation either.
Yeah.
Like,
Racism.
Like Josh said, okay, both sides are just as bad, and parody is full of imperialistic ideas.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
we have the
And
church.
corruption.
Yeah.
Like parody has the church.
Parody
and
has
their kings.
Exactly. You know, definitely.
And their
Corruption as well too. With
Yeah.
just like the military, obviously constantly, you know, taking handouts and doing stuff for, you know, people who are working in the shadows and stuff. You know, yeah. I mean, both, like Josh says, both sides are really just as bad.
I like Marco's comment.
Fire Nation looking for the Avatar.
Yep,
Yeah, the
pretty
Fire
much.
Nation looking for the Avatar is like Marley looking for the Founding Titan. It's just the same thing, yeah.
The Avatar is now just the coordinate.
The coordinate, yeah.
Interesting though. So Jacob, where do you line? I know that you are a Jaegerist, so I'm guessing that you were gonna align yourself with parody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting question for sure. But I think that, you know,
Speaking
to
of
give
questions.
yeah, it's true. To give you an answer, I'm an Island Devil.
Yeah, we're Island Devils.
Yeah.
AJ's shirt says it all.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So Lex, we have a Q&A.
Yes, we also have a Q&A to get through.
Yeah.
So,
And again, elaborate if you want.
yeah, of your guys'
On why?
You know, I mean, I'm sure that I got some
Josh says I'm a scout.
some good like full responses. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, last week we asked you guys, do you think Jean would have made an impactful leader?
Interesting. Wow.
So, because we didn't really get to see him put in a leadership. I mean, we got to see it obviously.
we get
a little bit last
glimpses
episode. Yeah, we
for
get a
sure,
little
you know.
We get moments. We get
But we don't get like
situations.
an official on paper like.
Because this stream is named Squad Leader Jean. Because that's currently where he is. That's his role right now. He is a
Yeah.
squad leader. He is the kind of ongoing squad leader until, you know, even Jean said, like, I'm going to try to do the best I can, but Armin, you are going to be the one that gets us out of this mess.
Yeah.
You know? So,
He's not
He's
afraid. He's
so
not afraid to
relatable.
shoulder a bit of the weight with him, but he's like, I can't do it all on my own.
Because
It's a
he's
team,
so relatable.
team effort.
and we talked about it last week, like, literally, like
Oh wow.
Jean's initial instincts were good. But let's real quick get to this real quick.
I love you, Eddie.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you.
So Eddie says, which is very impressive from Irvin. Something I love about the anime is when we see Irvin's reaction to incidents. For example, when the female Titan calls upon pure Titans, and of course he was caught off guard ignorantly. Who wouldn't be? And also when he was caught off guard by Zeke appearing with pure Titans behind him, or even when we see his reaction to Armin's theory and that there can be cavities inside the walls. And I think it's really a nice attention to detail, seeing more than one side to Irvin Smith.
Yeah, that he can be caught off guard.
Yeah, and also he was impressed with Armin's thinking. You know,
Yeah.
Now Armin was also trying to think about, you know, potential scenarios, potential, you know, like where they could be hiding. Because I mean, who knows? They'd probably still be looking for where the hell the traitors are if it wasn't for, you know,
and
Armin.
for Erwin, someone whose whole idea is like, I want to advance humanity. I want to research.
Yeah.
He like is so open to having these like altering opinions and
Yeah.
altering views of like he's very open to admit like I didn't even fucking think of cavities in the walls. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking great. That's why he looks at Armin and he's like, you see what I don't see. That's how you're gonna help advance humanity.
Yeah.
I do it my way, you do it your way, and I see your value, but we're both still valuable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's why Irvin himself appointed.
Together, they're the ultimate strategists.
He appointed
Ultimate
Armin
bonds.
as a squad leader. Armin himself was like, "No, you sure? You sure?" And then Armin himself was like, "Okay, guys, I think we should do this. We should do this." Quiet until Irvin himself was like, "Listen to your orders." And then there was like, "All right, sir," like, you know, kind of like validating that Armin himself is going to be leading.
Yeah.
You know, until Armin is not ready to lead anymore, which is why Sean is
Yeah.
now leading.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah,
So he's like, Mommy, I'm scared.
I know.
I know.
Erwin was wrong.
Can you pick me up? They threw a rock.
Yeah.
They're throwing burning buildings at me.
Yeah. So again, segueing now with Jean being the leader, I'm curious to see what the responses, what they say about Jean. Again, Jean is a character where we do shit on him. The story shits on him, but he has his moments. And are we going to give him his dues, or are we just going to continue to shit on him?
We'll find out. So we got first response from friend of the show, I Am Storm, aka Hi Stay.
Yeah.
Joining us here in
Yeah.
chat.
Jacob say.
Also known as Jacob. Jacob says, "Yeah, I think Horseman would." I like we're like, are we gonna give him his flowers?
This
And we
horse
start off
face.
with, horseman.
This damn Nate fool.
Bojack looking.
Yeah, it says, he says, I think Horseman he would be because he isn't afraid to stand for what he believes in.
Oh, yes. I like that.
He's a very passionate
Definitely.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jean's passion, I feel like, would make him a great leader.
And if Mikasa's there, then he's going to try very hard.
Oh, then he's going to try so hard to look cool.
Yeah.
He's going to win.
He's going to win.
And then Eddie joining us here.
Yes.
Eddie,
I've
thank
been waiting
you
for Eddie's response.
Also, Jacob, thank you for that response.
Yes, Jacob, thank you.
We'll elaborate more on our ideas. But Eddie says, he just says, yes, most definitely.
Yeah. And again,
With an exclamation point.
Eddie has talked about it. He's thrown out that message over in our other, chats over in past streams that Jean is a character, given the opportunity, felt like Jean could have made a good leader.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
So thank you for that, Eddie.
Yeah.
And then Bobby7, good friend of the show, says,
Yes. Shout out Bobby.
yeah, I mean, why not? He's brutally honest, but his heart is in the right place.
Yeah, that's another great point.
Another great point.
I'd rather take brutal honesty over someone lying to my fucking face.
Yeah, just telling you what they think you need to hear just to go forward with the plan,
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if I'm going to die. If I like you, I'll do it anyways.
And again, I think the moment too, like talking about heart being in the right place, that switch is the whole Marco thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about the inspiration. We talked
picked
about
up
the
Marco's
motivation.
spirit and carried it with him.
And
Yeah.
at that point, he understands now that like this isn't just about him anymore. His selfish, wants and desires. It's like, okay, like he needs to do this for, again, just the grand scheme of things, because we
Sees
know that
big
Jean
picture.
wanted to just be an MP who just didn't have to do a whole lot and just be cozy and all that. But then again, a lot of things change throughout the story.
Yeah.
How it is for these characters.
So thank you for that, Bobby.
Yes, Bobby, thank you so much for that.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Hater Xenon, also known as I Repent, also known as Josh.
All right, Josh.
Josh says, well, he technically is a leader in season 4, but he doesn't have the quality of one. Interesting. I would
Ooh.
love to hear
Yeah,
your
can you elaborate
elaboration
on that one, please, Josh?
Yeah. I would love to hear what you think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all the responses. Thank you all of you
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
responses. Yeah, great responses, guys.
So we have some elaborating.
forward
He was
to
on
more.
standby with that one.
Right.
So we have
There
some
it is.
elaborating real quick though.
Yeah, he's okay, send.
So real quick though, in regards to the poll question, Jacob wants to elaborate, saying that he voted for Irvin because in my eyes he is a righteous leader and he sees a goal and he goes for it. I feel that's what drove him to see the seller. Unfortunately, he never did. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now Josh.
Also his father's ideals that were instilled in him when he
Yeah.
was young. That also is a major part of
Yeah.
why he wants to reach that seller.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Josh now elaborates with his response, which we just read, and thank you again, Josh, for your response. Jean isn't good strategy-wise, but he's a good leader.
Okay.
In season 1, Marco has told him that he's not a good leader because he's strong, but because he's weak and knows what it's like to be weak and not brave. Yeah.
Because he's relatable.
Relatable. Exactly.
Okay, I can agree with that. Yeah, strategy-wise, could use some work.
Jean
but
is nowhere near as big
He
brain.
does have good, just solely leadership qualities.
Yeah.
Jean is someone that you are willing to follow because, just like Marco said, you know that he's probably scared shitless.
Yeah.
You know that he's definitely not the strongest, but he's willing to take that step forward and be like, hey, we've got responsibilities, we've got shit to do, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what happens, we just gotta put it out there on the line and
Yeah.
see what sticks.
He's got heart in it. He still understands.
It's exactly
like,
what Bobby said.
Yeah.
The heart is there. And, obviously Marco's another character that had just like a great kind of like, just this kind of like morale or whatever. Like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just he's a character that has so much heart, that it was
passion,
devastating
morale.
seeing him, end up, dying the way he
he's
did,
a
right?
good driving force for John.
And so with Jean, the heart is in it, right? Yeah, I agree. He does lack some strategy skills and stuff, but
Yeah.
like the
Especially
moment.
because he lives in the same, he's in the same war with Zeke, Irvin, and Armin.
And the thing is,
we
he's
just talked
aware
about how
of
great
it
the
too.
strategy is.
That's the best part is he knows he's not the best strategy wise. He literally tells Armin, "You're the one who's gonna do this shit. Like, I will take the idol like step for a bit. I will be the idol and I will lead the way, but you need to figure out what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
Exactly.
figure it out. We're done because I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's open
Like
to
I can
admit
keep
that.
us safe for now, but I don't know how we're gonna get out of this.
And I feel like that's why people trust him, because he's willing to admit, like, I can't do this. We have
Yeah.
someone who can. I'm gonna buy time until he figures it out.
yeah,
and
he
then
doesn't
we'll
try to
okay.
be something that he's not.
Exactly.
And that's one thing
Which I
too.
have a lot
Knows
of
his role
I
and he
respect
does
that.
it well.
I wanted to say too that like Zach had mentioned his point earlier about John and knowing that is that he'll do whatever, like like the example I want to use was trying to kill Rhina. And how emotional it was for those characters,
That's
the three
what I was thinking
specifically
of,
of John, Connie, and
100%.
Sasha. But
Yeah.
John was
100%.
the one constantly telling him that, look, guys, like we have to do this.
Yeah, we
have
said
to.
we were gonna do this,
We were gonna
so
do
now's
this.
the time.
Yeah,
We have to do
And
it.
That's the kind of moments there where I'm like, okay, there's that leadership quality.
Exactly
'Cause
what
he
I was
knows-
envisioning
He
too.
knows what needs to get done, whether he wants
Exactly.
to do it or not.
Yeah.
He's weak, he's scared, but he's gonna get it done because that's what needs to be done. And
Yeah.
he knows what his code is and he follows it.
Exactly. Jacob even says that Jean himself is brain for calling the founding titan a suicidal maniac.
Yeah.
And he
I admire that.
Literally.
What a brave man.
He's been starting fights with the end boss from day one.
I know.
with the puppet master, literally.
I'm sure.
Yeah, very
I'm sure
cool.
all the bad shit that happens to John, Aaron's just like moving little pieces, fucking with John as a kid.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that'll
Oh
give
my
me a
God.
good laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, what? So are we all in agreement that we think that?
Yeah, like even last week
Jean?
talking about it, how like it would have been nice to have seen Jean somehow getting that kind of leadership role, And again, I think even Josh mentioned like he does get that at the point in
He
season
does,
4.
yeah.
He does.
He's a good like stand-in temp leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
But-
just like a
He's
squad
like
leader.
a squad leader.
I would
But then we
love-
have like Armin as commander.
I would love to have seen Jean take a role like, you have like and maybe he did. We can argue that he did, but like to see him take like that Mike role,
Yeah.
To see him take like that, like Nanabo role, where they are these like very well respected, very like highly like just their like credentials and stuff like that speak for themselves, and all that, and their abilities are obviously superior. Like it'd be nice to go ahead and see him really have that role. And again, you can argue it like Josh said, like maybe he did have that role in season 4, but we don't get that necessarily. We don't necessarily
It's
get
not the
that
same
full clarity,
intensity, Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I feel like the best role for Jean is an ambassador, because he doesn't have to be physically strong. He doesn't have to be strategically on his toes, but he can still just use his passion, use his drive, use what his ideals and his morals are. And he's very good at conversation. Like he's good at expressing how he feels about shit.
Yeah.
Whether he admits it or not. And I feel like that's like after everything goes down with Aaron, that's like an amazing role for him. I feel like he probably flourished as an ambassador.
Yeah.
Great point. Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree that Jean himself has the qualities of being a great leader. And I would just have loved to have seen something more formal as like being appointed this kind of role or being given it by, the commander of the scouts, like Hanji, or get something very more formal, instead of just it being implied,
Yeah.
And, whatever, like at that point in season 4, they understand what they have to do. We understand who the Levi, again, these
They've been in the
guys,
shit for a long time at this point.
like this squad inside the walls is the new Levi squad.
Yeah.
That's the thing, And again, they were given the title at a young age, not to say the previous squads weren't young, but like we had, there was, again,
they were the ones available, and they were the ones who stepped up
Like-
to the plate, whether they were young or not, and they were acknowledged for
yeah.
it.
And Jean has been somebody on record to where with his downfalls, with his hesitations and stuff like that, he forces himself to grow from them. He forced himself to never even go through that again because he doesn't want to put his friends through that again. And it's like those are qualities where I'm like, all right, like you want somebody who's not going to make the same mistake. You want somebody who's
Yeah.
going to learn from their mistakes.
Literally, like Eddie said, like
Oh yeah, read it, please.
Jean was a defeatist when we first started the show, but he's come a long way. He doesn't let things pass by anymore like he used to. But now in season 4, he's able to take charge and give commands. Even when they were arriving to Walmaria, when they came across that one sleeping titan, he was the only one who had a command when no one else really knew what to do.
True. Yeah. He's very good at taking initiative. He's very good at initiative, and that's what makes him a really great leader.
It's like AJ said, like he's taken defeat, he's lost, he's failed multiple times, but he learns from it. And he doesn't make the same mistake twice, and that's what I think makes him a good leader.
Yeah, because he's adapted
He
very
won't
well.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I'm not getting fucking fooled twice. Screw you. I'm playing. I'll adapt.
Like he literally told Captain Levi to his face that essentially I'm gonna be better. I won't do that again. I won't hesitate again. Like please, like trust me, give me the chance. You know, prove myself.
I've learned. I've made my mistakes, and I'm learning from them.
And which is a moment even like I think about something as funny as like when Marlo and Hitch, right? They got caught by the scouts, and who did Levi trust to go send him out to the woods to go ahead and kind of maybe just not kill them? That wasn't the plan, but to go ahead and send them out, send them away, and then go about their business. Sasha, because he trusted Sasha and her instincts, right?
Yeah.
John's the one who's like, Captain, please let me do it.
Yeah.
Let me prove to you that I can go ahead and follow through with his orders. Jean put him through that test.
Yeah.
That's another kind of leadership quality where he tries to go ahead and show that
he's not afraid to take responsibility.
Yeah. But he tries to show that, look, I'm not going to listen to the captain. I'm just going to go ahead and kill you. The captain's weak. No, I need to go ahead and make sure you guys don't say anything, blah, blah, blah. But instead, he was essentially showing if they were both able to go ahead and I guess maybe just show their worth as being potential scouts.
Their loyalty.
Yeah, can they turn a new leaf?
Marlo wanted to help, right? He wanted to go and please let me join.
Yeah.
Hitch, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, Hitch was like, I don't want to die.
He says, please just don't kill me. But in terms of like acting out as if I'm going to murder these two, he wanted to see the resolve and see like if they really did have that kind of like no fear. I'm going to go ahead and find a way out of this.
If they need to,
and they did. They survived. John looked like a fool. Whatever. And that was the moment where it's kind of like, okay, like John really is trying to prove himself in this Levi squad. Because in that moment when he hesitated over in that wagon, or I can't remember the exact moment, but that's when Armin had to go ahead and save him.
Yeah,
he killed somebody.
Yeah,
and Armin now he was holding on to that guilt, right? Jean at that point, whatever pecking order he was in,
first human kill.
That was first human.
Yeah,
kill. And so whatever pecking order Jean was at, he was at his lowest, and I don't think that he was trustworthy at that moment. Because
he couldn't.
How can you trust somebody who wasn't going to be able to go ahead and fulfill whatever order received from the captain?
Yeah.
But again, we can go ahead and kind of 100%. Talk about different examples and all that. But we of course have a story to go ahead and talk about and break down. And again, it's we're getting to some good parts here. I'm just updating the notes very quickly, just so that there's no confusion. But. What say you, Lex? Did you guys talk about how you felt about Jean? Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, I completely agreed. Yeah, I kind of agree with everyone's points. I'm glad that, who was it? It was Josh that said that he's not the best strategist, but he's great. Like we were mentioning, he's great at initiative. He understands defeat, and he adapts and learns from his mistakes, which I feel like is his greatest quality.
Definitely.
So I would have loved to see him in more of a leadership role.
Yeah, Team Jean.
But he's done enough to already have us recognize that he would have been a great leader.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, and like you said, we don't know how he was as an ambassador. We don't know what happened after.
Same with Armin. We don't know how Armin was as an ambassador or any of the others.
Exactly.
But
so
Team Jean.
Yeah,
woo!
Team Jean.
He got some recognition today.
Yeah.
He's no longer
but
just
we'll still call him Horseface.
Yeah, he's no longer just a horseface. He's a horseface with potential.
Yeah, he's a horseface with potential.
Interesting. Did we already talk about what Jacob just said?
Everyone, Attack on Titan has won the 2023 Hollywood Critics Award for Best Streaming Animated Series or TV Movie.
Wow.
The first anime to achieve this milestone.
Oh, shit. Okay. Hell yeah.
So cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Piece.
I had no idea. Very good. But also, I'm not surprised. Attack on Titan had the world in a chokehold.
It did. From the moment it dropped.
Yeah. It's so good from the beginning. Isayama, you're a genius. But please rest. Take your rest, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Giving you your flowers.
I know.
Just
very cool. And yes, Eddie, Jean can go ahead and lead until Armin's ready to go and come up with a strategy.
Jean can be the ultimate. I have a guy for that.
Yeah.
My guy in the chair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have an Armin in the narration booth right now. Don't worry.
Yeah. I have a guy for that.
I have a guy telling us how the story's going to go down.
He can be the Rick Harrison.
The Rick Harrison.
Yeah, I got a guy that could take a look at this.
Armin's just Jean's Morgan Freeman, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Yeah. So, shout out to Jean.
Yeah. Shout out Jean.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the story now. This is again season 3, episode 16. This is episode's name is Perfect Game. This is part 2 of our breakdown and discussion. We'll do a quick recap because I think we have to do that. But I think we kind of covered.
We covered a good amount because
of it.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully our polls and our Q&A kind of they relate to what we
trying to think if there's anything else that we need to go ahead and kind of cover the recapping.
We ain't got no way to move the horses.
Yeah.
We've got no way to move those ponies.
Those
They're
new
stuck.
scouts are pretty much done
Yeah.
because of all basically the shrapnel that Zeke is making with these boulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That are being supplied to him by Peak. And they're just trying to figure it out, understanding what the new course of action is to take.
Yeah.
Because right now
we have no Hanji squad.
Yeah, they don't.
They have no idea who's alive in the walls.
Yeah, they have no clue. Because even it was when they were trying to figure out like it was Armin, Mikasa, like that group when they were trying to figure out what to do. They were saying, "You're saying we're the only ones that were alive," because they thought everyone else got caught in the blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought Hanji and everyone else gone.
Yeah.
Everyone's under the assumption that everyone's dead, so he tells Levi.
Yeah, Irvin thinks that
the new
it's just
scouts,
them.
You and me with
Yeah,
my
Irvin
one
is
arm,
under
with
the
my one
assumption-
good arm.
Yeah,
We
that
got this.
everyone is dead.
And we can't move no ponies.
That's when we have that moment of Armin being at a loss, not understanding what to do, and Jean being like, okay, I'm going to take over. We need to go to Aaron, and we'll hide Aaron and hide with him. That way we
Yeah.
at least have
They're gonna go to the water, right?
some kind
Yeah,
of
they
Go
want
to
to go to the river.
away from the
Yeah.
fire and the burning buildings.
Yeah, which is also smart. He was taking
Yeah.
into
Obviously, reserve the resources.
Yeah, don't waste your gas.
he was
Don't waste
taking
your
into
blades.
accountability. Look at us just praising Jean. But yeah,
So
he was
fucking good.
he was taking into
So
account
good.
his environment, what's the safest course of action. Aaron would be the safest, maybe not safest, but it'd be a good place to go to have the gang all together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, keep them in one unit. Try not to let Aaron get caught.
that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah. Very cool. And then meanwhile, over on the other side of the wall, right, with the horses, we talked
Everyone's
about.
soldiers are starting to feel a little bit of a rage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we
Just
saw
a
what
little
happened
bit.
with, like Ivan's squad, Marlene's squad, Dirk's squad. Was it Ivan or I think it's.
I don't
someone
think
else.
it's Ivan. It's
It's someone. He had a different name.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, I know that it was Dirk, it was Marlene, and there
Yeah.
was someone else.
Dirk, Marlene.
But regardless, so they
He's dead now,
unfortunately
so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
sorry.
they were taking care of the fort, like what 3 to 4 meters.
Yeah.
that were over towards the front of the area there, which were easily
Now we're getting close to the housing.
they were pretty much were easy pickings for
Yeah.
Zeke, right?
Yeah, because
and again,
Zeke was smart, and he saw those 3.
was it Klaus? Klaus squad?
I think it was Klaus Squad.
Oh, I don't know.
I even said I think it was Clout squad.
Yeah,
Klaus Squad.
Yeah, I think it was
I
Klaus.
forgot. We forgot the most important part.
Huh.
We saw Flock groveling.
Oh
Flock
yeah,
was
we
literally
He was
on his
groveling,
knees, covering
crying.
his ears, and he was screaming like, "Oh, no, please, no!" Yeah, we're probably gonna see more or less the same. And of
Yeah,
course,
all those fresh
and of
scouts.
course, we have the amazing Zach who's gonna be voicing Flock in this
The amazing
episode.
Zach with
I loved last week's episode.
Do it anymore.
I loved last week's episode where the moment you realized that you were
who you were
voicing Flock,
voicing?
you looked at me and you're like, "You son of
you see it in the notes, and you just see Zach right before the quotes, and
Yeah.
you're like,
And I literally
it.
scroll down. You see me scroll, and me just go,
yeah, like you have me as Flock. Yeah.
yeah."
fine, I'll play the part.
All right.
Alright.
So we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it, guys.
Be Jaegerist.
We have some stuff to cover, of course. We'll do our best to go ahead and give some good analysis and yeah, all that good stuff. Again, season 3, episode 16, part 2 of our episode breakdown discussion. Here we go. We continue the episode as Bertold continues his fiery destruction inside the walls. Jean tells Aaron, "Yell at him, Aaron! We can't let Bertold get any closer to the wall." Aaron's Titan then yells out as it echoes throughout Shiganshina. The Colossal Titan stops. Before getting closer to the wall, he turns around to notice Aaron and the others. Jean continues, "He heard you!" The Colossal stares, but then decides to continue walking towards the wall. "The bastard's ignoring us! He's heading straight to the wall!" Connie asks,
So what do we do now, John? If he gets there...
Jean interrupts Connie to adamantly say, "We're not letting him. Hey, Aaron, tackle that lanky jerk's leg." Aaron's Titan now goes on a full sprint, heading for Bertold's Colossal Titan. A worried Connie says,
Hang on. Do we actually have a plan for this?
Sasha adds,
With that steam he puts out, he can make our ODM gear useless. It won't connect.
and as they recall, the last time they tried to approach the Colossal Titan with their ODM gear. Jean responds, "You think I don't know that? I'm well aware, but we have to give it a try anyway. We can figure out his weakness as we fight." A confident Mikasa says,
I can kill him. You just need to keep him distracted. Connie, give me your Thunder Spear.
Connie acknowledges.
Sure thing.
And as Connie prepares to hand Mikasa his Thunder Spear, Jean turns his attention to Armin. "Listen, Armin. Odds are we're still going to need a plan from you. So stop moping and observe him from afar. We have to believe that we can win this." And Armin agrees. Aaron's Titan now approaches the Colossal, and Jean orders, "Now, scatter!" The scouts scatter in separate directions, and we get a very cool looking slow motion shot as Aaron, inside his Titan, with pure hatred towards Bertold's Colossal Titan, says, "How dare you look down on me? After what you've done, you should be on your knees begging for mercy!" Aaron's Titan roars, approaching the Colossal, and Aaron tries to tackle his left ankle. Aaron gets immediately driven backwards as the Colossal... Wait. I think I might skip something. But anyways, so the Colossal looks down. The Colossal notices Aaron, and Aaron continues to use all of his strength to try to push Bertold back. A surprised Sasha says,
Whoa! He pushed him.
and then an energetic Connie screams out.
You can do it, Aaron. Knock him on his ass.
Meanwhile, Jean, in leader mode, thinks to himself, there must be a way. We just have to find it. Mikasa watches Aaron carefully, as does Armin. But then Armin gasps as he notices Bertold lifting up his leg backwards, while Aaron hangs on. Aaron notices, caught off guard, and then the Colossal Titan kicks and launches Aaron, sending him crashing into the top of the wall. Jean and the others just stare, stunned. We see Aaron's Titan down for the moment on top of the wall, as we hear Mikasa's desperate screams in the background calling out to Aaron. We see Aaron in his Titan body, slow to recover out of it. And then outside of the wall, Commander Irvin and Captain Levi, they both notice Aaron's Titan. Captain Levi reacts, damn it, that's Aaron up there. There's only one Titan that could fling him like that. The Colossal. The Colossal Titan continues its slow march towards the wall. And a worried Mikasa stares up at Aaron. Mikasa says,
Aaron's not moving.
But a hopeful Jean responds, he's still alive though. Focus on keeping Bertold off of him. Jean, he now says to himself, that might have been pushing it too far. That's what'll happen if we charge at him without a plan. Now what? As Jean looks at Armin. Unless we can turn the table somehow, this operation will fail. All of us will die and eventually humanity will fall. Well, screw it then. Plan or no, I'm not just going to sit around and wait to get slaughtered. Let's take the fight to him. Jean takes off towards the Colossal using his ODM gear, and the others follow Jean's lead. Jean mentions, he doesn't know about the Thunder Spears yet. Sasha and Connie will help me distract him. Mikasa, you go for the kill. The squad acknowledges their orders, as we see Jean attempting to distract by flying up towards the face of the Colossal. Jean says to the Titan, hey, freak show! You forget your skin somewhere? Connie joins Jean to distract the Titan.
You look so gross.
Sasha joins too.
No one wants to see all that, you pervert.
And Jean now starts to think to himself, this distraction is way too obvious. but we only need one good hit. And as Johnny, as John,
New character has been added. All right.
as John, Connie, and Sasha,
As Jean-Sha now.
as they
Janisha.
attempt
Yeah,
to distract the
Janisha.
Colossal, Mikasa appears from behind and prepares a Thunder Spear attack directed at the Nape. Mikasa launches 2 Thunder Spears, but Bertold prevents the attack from landing by, of course, using his Steam Rush. The rush of steam pushes Jean and the others, but they're hanging on using their ODM cables. Mikasa hangs on, and she watches, only to be surprised and caught off guard by the Thunder Spear attack getting sent back towards her because of the steam. Now the spears, they fly past her, and the wires, they disconnect, causing the spears to explode in the background. The steam becomes so much that the ODM cables, they disconnect due to the force. The scouts, they get sent flying backwards as a worried Armin watches from the ground. Now Armin continues to think, is there nothing we can do? That steam even knocked away the Thunder Spears mid-flight. Connie and Sasha, they both land on the rooftop, coughing because of the force and the heat from the steam. Sasha, she calls out to check on Connie, as Connie says,
Damn it! I breathed some in and it burned my throat.
Mikasa, she now lands next to Armin, as Armin tells her, Mikasa, you're hurt. And Mikasa, while we see her holding her right arm, she informs Armin,
It isn't bad. A bit of shrapnel from the Thunder Spears got me. Figured something out yet? Tell me, is there a way that we can fight back?
Armin stares as he contemplates, I don't know. Bertold's colossal titan continues its destruction and pursuit towards the wall, as the scouts just stare in fear, panic, disbelief, and defeat. And just when things couldn't get any worse, Rhina's armored titan is back on its feet, ready for round 2.
Dun dun dun.
Shit. Wow. Jacob Yeager.
I like Jacob Yeager better.
Jacob Yeager's better than Jacob Ackerman. Damn.
These
So-
Jaegers are so manipulative.
Let's go ahead and let's talk about this real quick. Oh, actually, hold on. What does Eddie say? Eddie also, see, this part is funny because, but very interesting, I should say, because Eren should be at the height up to his knee, but Eren is just above his heel. But get it? Like the protagonist being the small guy against the big baddie. Oh, I guess it's
Yeah.
kind of like, the whole, what is it?
Aaron's height is supposed to technically be up to Birdie's knee.
Yeah, but what's the story again? Why am I blanking on it? Freaking like the
David
whole
and Goliath.
David and Goliath, yeah.
Also, I would like to use the restroom.
Of course.
Thank you.
Go ahead, my
No,
friend.
not allowed.
Oh, shit.
Sit back down.
Now let's shame.
I know,
Kidding.
shame.
But let's go ahead and let's talk about this. So again, Jean, he has to decide on how to go about this, right?
Yeah.
Something that happened last week where we talked about was Jean even mentioned like, look, at some point we're gonna have to go ahead and get his attention, right? So
To drive him away from the wall.
yeah, so it's one of those things where Bertold, obviously he has his mission. He knows what he has to do, right? And this is the point where I think that they're trying to use that same tactic that they did with Rhina. Remember? Rhina was top of the wall, and even he was like, damn, like, Irvin, you sneaky bastard, or whatever,
Yeah,
stuff like
because
that.
even Rhina knew this is a distraction.
Yeah.
But
he knew he had to get after Eren,
yeah,
right?
he's like, I can't pass up on this chance.
And so I think they're trying to do the same exact thing right here. Obviously they are, because, Jean tells him, look, get his attention, yell at him, right?
Yeah.
Which he does. He
Yeah.
gives out this awesome roar that echoes throughout, the district. Bertold himself stops. He turns, gives a little side-eye stare.
Yeah.
Doesn't fall for it.
Yeah, just keeps on walking.
He's like,
Oh, crap.
almost like not worth my time. And then continues his pursuit.
Yeah.
Now,
Like, I feel like in this episode, Bertold is very, like, one-track minded, very beeline, because even when, like he said, like, I see everything clear now.
yeah,
With that whole Bertold speech, where it's like, I'm not saying it's right, but it's just the way things are.
yeah,
And I'm going to follow orders. Like, even when Armin was trying to manipulate him with the same tactic with Annie,
Yeah.
he was like, go ahead, torture her, if that's even what you're doing.
yeah.
Like,
exactly.
go ahead and do it. I have a mission, and I have he had a one-track mind this entire episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, Berthold's very adamant about his mission, and it makes him very strong in this episode.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And then so we talked about with Jean lacking strategy. So like this plan, he doesn't have plan B, plan C. No. So what happens when things don't work?
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, he heard you, but he's ignoring us. He's going straight for the wall. And then he's just like, okay, so what do we do here?
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron, go tackle his leg.
I know.
Not the best kind of like.
Yeah.
Go bite his ankle.
I know, literally. Go bite his ankles.
Like the thing is, so again, we talked about lack of strategy that Jean has sometimes, but Jean he was doing good initially. You know, hey.
I like the water idea.
Yeah, he had some good ideas as far as how to conserve, how to hide, and how not to bring attention. But hey, we have to go.
But when it comes to combat strategy, he's a little bit of a weak link.
I would say he's kind of also at a disadvantage because you're literally against the Colossus.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, yeah, no
true.
doubt.
It
And
is
you're
hard
one of
to
the
make a
first
great
people
strategy.
to like actually try to go against the Colossus.
Yeah, the colossal. True that.
Yeah.
Hello, Bobby.
Bobby, what is up? Bobby. Ankle biting. Oh,
Always something absurd when I hop on. Yeah, you always hop on when we're talking about the weirdest stuff.
yeah. Real quick, Bobby, I do want to say thank you so much for your response in regards to the Jean leadership question. And yeah, we definitely agree. And you brought up a great point about Jean having, the right intentions.
Yeah.
His heart is in it and stuff.
A lot of heart. Yeah, I completely agreed with you.
So thank you so much for the response and welcome, my friend. Hopefully, I hope that you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. And yeah, so Jean himself, I mean, again, he lacks, certain qualities, but he also has the leadership qualities, which we described, not too long ago. But so this is a point here where not the best plan. Obviously, didn't fall for the trick. Didn't fall for, one thing, I don't know if you heard this when you're on your way out, but they tried doing the same thing that they did with Rhina, where use Aaron as bait, right?
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Pretty don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah. He does.
And so he's continuing to go towards the wall, which now desperate measures call for desperate actions, which is Aaron, just go for the leg. Aaron does. As a matter of fact, he's able to kind of prevent momentarily. He's able to prevent, Bertold from kind of continuing. Maybe he did. Maybe Bertold kind of just like felt it. And he kind of stopped. And he kind of just looked down.
What is this bug on my?
And
what is this chihuahua humping my leg?
I literally was about to say that. It's like when a chihuahua is just like jumping on you, and you're like,
okay.
Boom. I know. I'll just kick him.
Birdie succumbed to the intrusive thoughts and just went.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And I loved how like Irving saw it and was just like,
I have
Or
an
like
idea
Levi
for a
thought?
question as well, a Q&A for next week. I might say.
Oh.
So we don't have to answer it now. We can answer it next week. But I think a good Q&A would be, what would your initial plan be in Jean's situation to stop the colossal Titan?
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I want to put all of
I would
you
need
to
a
the
lengthy
test.
response for that. I want to hear
we
all
can
of
give
you.
Jean all the shit we want, but what could we do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have.
And now you got a week to plan out and prepare.
Do you want to know what my initial thought of what your Q&A was going to be? I thought it was going to be, I don't know why I thought that. I thought it was going to be, how many feet do we think that...
I could punt this chihuahua.
Yeah, how many feet do we think that Aaron got punted by
What is the distance that Aaron got fucking yeeted? How far would Aaron have gone if he didn't hit the wall?
Yeah, true.
Well, exactly. That's a great one right there.
Dang.
Just freaking Zeke's just.
Zeke's like,
Like, all right.
Wait, we're gonna need him.
I know. Oh, wait. I'm going to send this man home.
That would be pretty crazy though. Next thing you know, you see Zeke looking over and he just like tells his Titans, like,
Go forward.
And then you see him like running
Fetch.
backwards.
him and Peak, he's just...
Yeah. Go fetch.
But yeah, so not the best plan right now. But again, so Aaron gets launched. Significant, we talked about Aaron being like the humanity's last hope. Like in this moment here, like you have a Titan that gives you a little bit of hope going up against the Colossal. Aaron's now like he's gone. He's over on the top of the wall. We see him. He's literally not moving. Mikasa is like she, of course, when it comes to Aaron's safety, that's her downfall, right? She goes in. She
That's
almost
when she
zero
caves
ins.
in.
She zero ins on that. Loses focus on everything, and she can put others at risk. And so,
100%.
She's out there. She's screaming out for Aaron. Like, I think, Lexi, you mentioned about how Captain Levi and Commander Irvin, they go and they notice. They now know that at least Aaron is, there. Not to say they didn't hear his roar, because I'm sure they probably also heard him and stuff, but,
They can physically see him.
Yeah.
struggling.
Digging over the wall.
One thing that was interesting is that with Levi, again, giving Levi the benefit of the doubt because, obviously he's over on that side trying to ensure that the horses also are not just safe, but that the recruits are safe. Because, Levi himself was like, I'm giving you an order. The order is not to die, right? And as soon as they leave, he's like, they're going to die. He's like, they don't have the experience. They're so just green. And then, but so he says there's only one Titan that could do that to Eren, the colossal Titan. He didn't see the transformation.
I know. You didn't see the colossal before?
I feel like they're very close up to the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he's also got.
I know he's got. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I thought that was such a strange line from Captain Levi.
Well, if you did see the transformation, you could have also been like, all he sees is lightning. Could have been Rhina.
Yeah.
Maybe Rhina jumped out of his Titan, made a new one.
Or it could have been Eren.
But I'm just thinking though, because
it could have been Eren transforming too.
Again.
But I'm just thinking though, because of like the transformation was so massive.
Yeah.
That's like okay, whatever. Hey,
And maybe he just wanted to give him a really cool intro.
Yeah. Interesting. Heise has some questions for us too. Heise says, have Armin's Colossal fight him or Eren's attack Colossal? But Heise says...
No, but you don't have this here. That's not a part of the Q&A.
I know.
You are in Jean's shoes right now.
Yeah, you're in the moment.
But he says, I just thought of something. What if Kenny, guessing Kenny the Ripper, Kenny Ackerman joined the Scouts, and all three Ackermans and the Scouts would be OP as fuck? Yes, sounds so awesome.
Yeah.
I think Kenny
would
is
literally
just...
have an Ackerman squad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it would just be,
Yeah, exactly, the Ackerman squad.
Well, because would you want to put them together or would you want to spread the talent?
I think that each of them are
spread
best
the
suited
talent.
to go ahead and be exactly to go
Make
ahead and have
their
their
own
own
squad.
stuff. But
Ackerman 1, Ackerman 2, Ackerman 3.
you would have the Kenny squad. You'd have the Levi squad. I think Mika says not at the point where she wants to go and have her own squad.
Yeah, she's like, I'll just tell me what to do.
She goes, my squad
No,
is
I'm
this.
gonna kill.
My
She would
squad
go-
is
she
this
would
person
go,
right here,
which
Aaron.
squad
My
is Aaron
squad
in?
is Aaron.
Where's Aaron? I want that one.
Yeah. Bobby has the response for you. Zach says squad distracts from the front while Aaron ram spears into Colossal's ankles is the best I can come up with.
That's an amazing idea.
Okay.
That's actually along the lines of what I was
That's pretty good.
kind of thinking of when I was on the John.
On the John.
When you were on the Jean.
That was
Yeah.
my revelation. I was like,
Like, wait a minute.
I was like, I could stop the Colossal.
If only I was there.
If only I was 2D.
But what was cool though is I like that moment where the moment right before Aaron reaches the Colossal, when Jean tells them now to scatter. It was cool seeing them all kinds of like boom, like like a full on like
They smoke screen themselves.
yeah, it was cool. They went ahead and they all kind of like split up for the moment, right? Again, like talking about even just the brave qualities that Jean has, like he goes like essentially right to the face of Bertold, trying to distract him. He needs to come up with better, insults,
Yeah.
stuff, right? What do you say? Like, did you forget your skin somewhere or whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
Where'd you leave your skin?
yeah,
You look so gross.
yeah. It's like okay,
You pervert.
yeah.
I feel like that's the only one that might get him. He'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry.
And I'd be like, dang it, I'm
I
not
don't mean to
decent.
be.
Sorry, I'm not decent.
But still brave nonetheless. Thought it was very cool that slow motion kind of sequence there. Aaron obviously still very emotional because inside his Titan we see him really express the hatred that he has for Bertold, because again Bertold was right there from the beginning.
How many Thunder Spears do we have? Sorry, I'm still like thinking about what I was
Logically.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know exactly.
Because what, does every person have 2 or 4?
Well, you have to realize, haven't they used some already?
They've used some, but I think
they've used a
I think
good
that they actually had some extra that were almost like where their blades were too.
Yeah,
I think they had like
the
every
extra
person-
the canisters, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I think they had maybe at least
I'm
another
gonna have to rewatch it and count it out. So I
Yeah,
can
and
think
be
of
like,
a
we
plan.
have 13.
I'm gonna write out a plan. To
Yeah.
bring next week for
He's
you
going to
guys.
come back with a playbook, and it's going to be,
It's gonna look like a football field.
yeah, and it's going to have plays on it.
Yeah.
You're like, this is Blue 42.
Can you make it look like
This is
really
hut hike.
make it
Yeah.
look very cartoony? Like remember when they talk about the plants, but then they show like
Oh,
the
yeah.
maps and they show like the little Titans all kind of
It's
like whatever.
when they have like errands, like being like, yeah, you'll distract him, run around,
Yeah.
and come back
I'm gonna
around the
bring-
wall.
I actually have
and
a
it's like,
little
doot, doot,
pen
doot, doot.
holder, and it's Rhina's armored Titan going like this, holding the pen.
yeah, you do. Yeah, I've
Okay,
seen it.
that's
That's
I'm
really
gonna
cool.
bring that and be like, and then Rhina's gonna go.
Yeah, and then he's gonna bring a whole
And
like
then he's gonna do a triple back.
he's gonna bring a Monopoly game board, but it's gonna be drawn over it to look like Shinigami.
I'm gonna bring the AOT version of Monopoly.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, hey, so then we do this, and then
you go to jail.
we win. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes to jail,
And then the armor titan is gone.
and he's wearing the top hat, and his person has the iron, and he has the shoe.
And the colossal titan drives the car.
Yeah. And the doggy is one of the horses.
Great.
Dies.
Can't wait. Stay tuned for next week, guys.
The boulder from Zeke.
I know.
There we go. But
Breaks the board.
you mentioned the Thunder Spears. Now, while we have Connie, Sasha, and Jean trying to distract, we have Mikasa obviously going in for the kill shot. Now, Jean mentions that Bertolt still isn't aware of the Thunder Spears.
Yeah.
And they're trying to use the same tactic that they did with Rhina. Completely different Titan, but still, Rhina is the armored Titan. If they're able to go ahead and penetrate this dude's armor, they'll be able to do the same with Bertolt. Except Bertolt, obviously, like you mentioned, Lex, previous episode we talked about, let's say 3 weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. But Bertolt said that he's seeing things so clearly, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, he was prepared for that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a moment where Mikasa, she, very quickly gets to that point where she's right there in front of the nape, right? She's getting ready to very quickly and swiftly take out, Bertolt. But what is Bertolt doing? In that scene, he literally is almost like, he's like looking back already.
Yeah.
Like he's
Like,
expecting
he
it.
feels her, he feels
like
her
he's
presence.
expecting it,
Yeah.
right? And so then he uses the same tactic that he did over on top of the wall when they first revealed themselves to be the traitors, right? He's using that steam rush, which prevents anybody from even getting near it. Now, these scouts are in close proximity. They're already right there, right? So here comes the rush of steam. They have their ODM cables connected over to Bertolt's muscle, like his muscle, tissue and stuff. And right there, like I can only imagine in that moment what they're feeling, because we see afterwards Connie himself is like he's like coughing. He's the fact that the steam and the heat
Sound like me.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, so again, this is going to be the steam rush is a serious like weapon that obviously the Colossal Titan has, right? And as a matter of fact, that Thunder Spear attack it sends flying back towards Mikasa does not erupt right in front of her. It kind of is over in the background, but still we see that it caused an impact
Now she's
because
stuck between two giant sources of
there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even Mikasa now she's injured. But Armin, why aren't you up there with them? Armin's just like he's literally just staring up. He's like just
following
watching
his
him and
order.
stuff.
He's following John's order to stay down and observe.
Yeah. But you know what? Again, just credit to the scouts for trying. It didn't work out, and it sucks because now they're at the moment here where literally it shows a frame of each character, kind of like it's almost like the moment where like, oh shit, like we're gonna lose, and they're kind of like, whoa.
That did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Aaron's gone. He
Exactly.
got flung away. Our Thunder Spears didn't even touch him.
Yeah.
Jacob says they probably feel like a cooked Pop-Tart.
Damn. All gooey on the inside.
Interesting. Josh said, why don't they use the anti-personnel ODM gear for the Colossal Titan? He wouldn't be fast enough to steam the bullets away on his nape. But again, I don't think those will be effective enough. I think the Thunder Spears are the things that you obviously you need to be able to go ahead and penetrate.
That's a big dude. There's a lot of muscle tissue between him and the outside of the nape.
Yeah.
And it's pretty tough muscle tissue too.
That's when we need those guns that Kenny's squad had.
Yeah.
Like those military grade guns. Given though we know their weakness is that they need to point where they're.
Yeah, but I think that's what Josh is saying. That why don't they just use those? The anti-personnel ODM gear. Because they're using their ODM gear that the scouts are accustomed to using.
Titan.
Yeah.
Titan-based ODM gear versus personnel.
But I just don't think it'd be effective enough. But
Because you could also do steam rush and
You could steam rush and blow off their aim. All they have to do is miss their shots and they're fucked.
you could blow their bullets back at them.
yeah, exactly. But again, so now the scouts there over and trying to deal with the Colossal. They're all at a loss. They're all defeated. They're all very afraid. They think that they're gonna die. Mikasa, she's injured, and she even has something too, where she's like, she asks Armin, like, "Have you figured something out yet?" She says, "Tell me, is there a way that we can fight back?" Now Armin can't say because he doesn't know.
I don't know.
He literally just, I don't know.
Hey, Sawi.
And then again, to make matters worse, now Rhina is back in the mix. So
We don't have those guns yet, Josh.
Yeah, we don't have them yet.
yeah. How about the guns? And when they get the new scouts.
We're still in season 3, brother.
Yep. And maybe that's why they decide to get those new guns, because maybe they decide now to go
We're
ahead
like, we need more weaponry.
and learn from past experiences.
In case we ever lose Colossal again, let's buck up, Buttercup.
Yeah, exactly. And they were prepared for it too. They were prepared for the ODM, cables not to be able to go ahead and
They foresaw
stick to
that.
them. Bat says just nuke him from orbit, just to be sure.
Just to be sure. Just in case.
I wish we had nukes. Fucking. He is the nuke.
He is a nuke. All right. Anything else you guys want to add over to this first initial part of the episode, or should we carry on?
I think we're good.
All right, here we
I
go.
like that you introduced Johnny.
I love Johnny.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Janisha is
Johnny.
my favorite
Yeah,
character.
Janisha is a great little. We're gonna start using that.
Janisha,
Like, yeah, obviously
whenever
we see
we're
Janisha
referring-
over there on the roof.
Whenever it's all
Whenever
three
you
of
refer
them,
to
we're
all
just
three
going to
of
say Janisha.
It's gonna be
Janisha.
Janisha.
We have the Kung Fu duo,
Taekwondo duo.
Taekwondo duo.
Yeah,
Look at me.
we have
Amazing Sunday.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo duo and Janisha.
Yeah, Janisha, when there's the three of them. I know, Johnny.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny.
Okay, so here we go. So we continue as Zeke's Beast Titan throws another attack towards Irvin, Levi, and the recruits. The village in ruins is covered with Scout's blood. Levi tells Irvin, "This place is going to look like a honeycomb before long. The Beast Titan knows where we are. Irvin, if there's no chance that we can turn this around, then tell me, and we can still cut our losses. Go shake the shit out of Aaron till he wakes up. Have him run away with as many people as he can carry. Then we'll have at least some survivors." Commander Irvin thinks intensely. And then, a passionate and adamant Marlowe speaks up, upset at Flock. "It's our job to guard the horses. Why'd you let yours run away?" A frightened Flock defiantly responds.
Shut up! Like it even matters now.
Marlowe reacts. "What was that?" Flock explains.
Those other scouts were insanely strong. All of them died in an instant. What chance do we have where they failed? There's no reason to guard the horses because there's not going to be anyone left to ride them home.
The scout recruits surrounding Flock and Marlowe, they listen, of course, and now they begin whispering amongst themselves. Now Flock continues.
There was a point when it all made sense. If everyone just cowered behind the walls and waited, then someday Titans would come out of nowhere and wipe us out. It was obvious that someone needed to bite the bullet and fight. It would be dangerous, yeah, but the soldiers who did it would be risking their lives to protect the ones they love. So when a recruiter asked us, which of you has the courage, I actually thought I could do it. I thought I'd be some kind of hero. I didn't get it. I didn't know. I thought that if I died, it would at least have some meaning, but it won't. It didn't for the others. They're just gone. You know what? I bet almost everyone ends up having that same final thought. If I was so stupid for coming here, why did I think I'd be different?
Now Flock, he begins sobbing as Marlowe and the other recruits watched, just processing. Levi continues his conversation with Irvin. "You can tell what's left of the recruits in Hanji's group to run away on horseback. They won't have much chance, but they'll be decoys. They can give Aaron a shot at escaping." Commander Irvin responds by asking,
Tell me, how would you fit into this plan?
Captain Levi responds, "I'm going to go after the Beast Titan. I'll draw him away somehow." But then Irvin interrupts.
You can't. You won't even make it near him.
Levi responds, "Probably not. But if you and Aaron make it home alive, then there will still be hope. All things considered, I feel like that's the best we can ask for. We've been brutalized. To be honest, sir, it seems like this battle will be where the scout regiment gets finished off." Irvin replies,
Yes. If we had no way to fight back, then you should be right.
A curious Levi asks, "Is there a way?" Irvin answers.
There is.
Levi now responds, "You could have mentioned that before. Care to explain why you kept your shitty mouth shut?" Irvin explains.
The plan could go a few ways. Best case, you'll have a decent chance of killing the Beast Titan. But for it to succeed, the recruits and I have to die. To be continued.
Damn. The recruits and
One
I
bar.
have to die. Wow.
Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelties of this world.
I agree with Levi. Why the heck did you keep your mouth shut? Say something sooner. Everyone's already panicking.
But this is what Irvin does. He keeps everything close to his chest
Why would this man want to go, hey guys, so who's ready to die?
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Are we
next
ready to
episode
go?
we'll see something like that.
I feel like he wants there to be tension built up so he could utilize that tension to his advantage. Like,
yeah, that's true.
everything he's going to say
You could like read the room.
is based off what Flock says.
Yeah, and
So
I do want to talk
I'm sure
about
everyone's
that.
just listening like, I mean, he's not wrong, but
I want to talk about what
He's
Flock
wrong.
says because Flock has, I think, the same like thought process, the same sentiment as what all of these people have,
yeah.
right?
You should read that that second to last one that Heisa said.
Shigaraki could just decay the Colossal.
Well, you know,
It's
why
fucking
don't we
true.
just take Bikini Bottom and move it somewhere else?
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
bad for Flock
Why
in
don't we
this
just get
moment, I said.
Shigaraki to just decay?
Bobby
the
says.
Why don't we just,
Oh, Flock.
create a temporal portal and bring Shigaraki in and just gone. At that point, let's just bring All Might in this bitch.
Exactly. Let's just bring the Avengers together, you
Yeah.
know, have them go and deal with
And we'll have the
them.
Power
They'll
Rangers
find-
getting their Megazord.
They'll
Yeah.
find the Infinity Stones and all
We'll
that.
have some Gundam come in there and we'll have Optimus Prime
Yeah, we'll
shoot
get
down,
it.
hit him with an Allspark
Here we
We got
go.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
in their invisible
They're
boatmobile,
gonna come in.
Love it.
run over a couple of 4 meters with their boat.
See? We got responses now.
Yeah, these
I would
are
laugh if the
options.
responses we get are just going to be all just like, yeah, you
All
know, just bring all
memes.
these different characters or
Yeah,
other.
you're like, duh.
Just bring Gojo in an infinite.
We just need.
we just need
Dr. Dre.
Goku, you know.
Yeah.
We just need Goku to
If
go
we just had
Super
Sailor
Saiyan God,
Moon,
Super
You know what?
Saiyan
Hey,
this would've
3,
been
and
solved.
just
Just have
fucking.
Saitama just show up and all that,
Yeah.
and you
Would
know,
have been fixed by now.
All Might versus Attack Titan would be goated. Yeah, but All Might has
All Might wins.
All Might has a. He's like, he has, it's limited time.
Yeah, is this All Might
Yeah.
just Prime?
Is it Prime Might or is it Small Might?
Yeah. We just have to ask the
Those are
questions.
important
All
questions.
Might can change the weather. Just saying. I've never seen Aaron punch so hard that he changes the weather.
That's true. That's true.
It's true.
Physics, baby.
But damn, yeah. So Levi is at a point now where he's like, look, he's realizing that the shit is like pointless. There's no reason for us to go and fight anymore. But again, he's at least being honorable to the point where he's trying to get Irvin, whatever's left of Hanji Squad, and Aaron out of there.
He wants to get the most prized players off the battlefield.
And Aaron
I was about to say, you're pretty blurry.
and Levi essentially kind of has the same idea that Irvin is going to be thinking about and trying to go ahead and, motivate the scouts, these recruits to do. But Levi essentially says, like, look, the recruits aren't going to get anywhere, but they'll buy us enough time, have them go ahead and try to flee on horseback. But he's essentially saying, like, look, let them just be the decoys. Let the
Yeah.
recruits be
Just
the
fucking let
decoys.
them die, bro.
And then that way, hopefully, it buys us enough time to where, again, like you said, the prized pieces here of the scouts survive.
Yeah. And then I have a question. Do you guys feel like Levi is just in that idea to be like, fuck those guys?
Only
let them die. Let's run.
only because Levi himself is willing to go ahead and he's laying down his life too, hypothetically, by
He's
just
just
going
trying to
after
switch roles with Erwin.
by going after Beast
Beast.
Titan, and then Irvin himself says, like, it wouldn't work, because you wouldn't reach him. And Levi himself is like, probably, but hey, what else am I gonna do? Like, if that just buys you enough time, right? That's all that matters.
And you can make a plan, evacuate.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Aaron can see the future in the past, Bat says, and Bat says that All Might would lose. Interesting.
Yeah, because Aaron could see the future and the past.
Yeah.
He would make it so that All Might loses.
But if he's from a different timeline, a different world, would he see his future and past?
Who knows? We don't know the extent of what and how much power Aaron has.
Da-da.
Bobby says if Ymir was here, the Colossal would be best already. Just saying.
I think. Do you mean dead?
Or maybe
What
would be
word
bested.
do you mean for bested?
bested.
Like
Would be
past
bested.
tense? Would she bite the ankles to infinity and beyond?
She would just like shrink
Her
his
jaw
size.
would-
What if she would? I feel like if they had a jaw titan, I feel like they could totally bite through his.
Or would beat.
Oh, beat. That's what it is.
Oh, see, there we go.
Yeah.
I feel like Ymir could totally bite through his tendons and his ankles and like stop his movement.
Because didn't they do something?
Then we have some Rod Rice type shit.
That's been like other strategies and stuff that they've done before, where they've attacked tendons like behind the knee.
Oh, Ymir. I'm thinking of like the founding, like Ymir, where it's like.
No, we're talking about little tiny goblin.
I'm pretty sure we're talking about
Because even Bobby
That's
Labrys could get up
girlfriend.
his back quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is like.
But also the steam.
Yeah, the steam though, Bobby. That's steam. That's the steam, and so like, who knows what? I think that would just send Ymir's jaw titan flying.
I don't know. I feel like if she got a good lock in, if she got a chomp in, I feel like she's locked in.
Yeah.
She's going. That ankle's going with her.
Yeah, true.
But the thing though is, if Ymir is here, right, in this mix, I don't think she's even there in the battlefield. She's probably still with Historia.
That's true.
I don't think
We would
she's
have
leaving
to
Historia.
convince her to recruit her.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it's a
Maybe
great.
Historia would be there at that point too. Maybe she'd be like, well, if I gotta be there,
Maybe
to
we
get
would
you to go.
see Ymir and Cart Titan go head to head.
Interesting. So he thinks the Titans could withstand the steam, like Aaron with. Okay, very interesting.
Oh.
Because Aaron was all buckled up on that ankle, on that shin.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. But yeah, so I guess Levi has the same kind of idea. The question you asked, I think that it's okay to go ahead and sacrifice it if it meant kind of like, just like even with Irvin, like I'm gonna lay down my life with the recruits, right? If he's kind of like, hey, the recruits are gonna go ahead and sacrifice themselves so that it buys us time to leave, that'd be like, that's fucked, you know? That's fucked up. Zach's like, hey, you gotta do what
And
you
it's
gotta
happen.
do. You gotta
I'm
do.
sorry. I'm sorry. Like if I'm a part of those scouts, and I've got the two most seasoned fucking vets being like, hey, I'm so sorry. We got fucked. We got rocked.
Yeah.
We need to get out because we can do something. We need you guys to like just distract. Don't even be you don't have to be glorious about it. Just go distract that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a coup d'etat.
Or you guys could have a
We have anarchy.
a flock idea.
Yeah. Well, the thing I do want to talk about Flock. I know we're limited with time too, but
All of you scatter.
Yeah.
so Flock,
Just spread out and just shoot smoke and just hope for the best.
I did like what Flock was saying. He has a lot of valid arguments. He has a lot of valid points.
yeah.
Like, though I don't,
Okay, mic drop.
I drop.
Let's see it happen in replay. Oh, Lexi's all blurred out. There it is.
You can't like throw it to me. Hold on, it'll happen. I need to put my face to it.
Interesting. Jacob says 2 more episodes of My Hero for me, AJ. Thank you for pushing me to watch it because it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, you could thank Lexi for that. Because Lexi's the one who got me to go ahead
Yeah,
and
I
watch
made
it.
him watch My Hero.
So it's
That's
just
what
kind of just a
started the
chain
addiction.
reaction. And
My hero's goated
who got
regardless
you,
of
Lex?
the fan base.
Who got you to watch it?
TikTok.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Everything, yeah.
I watched it
Social
originally
media.
on YouTube.
Okay.
Did you really?
Yeah, I originally watched all of it on YouTube. With like when they put it in like the corner and there's like a little logo blocking it, That's how I watched it. And then I tried to show it to AJ like that and he was like, I can't watch it like this.
Yeah,
And
not happening.
Here we are today with a Funimation subscription.
Crunchyroll Supreme. I'm sorry.
Crunchyroll.
Woo!
So yeah, Flock has some good points. He has pretty much the same kind of like idea as what I think any sane person would have, trying to go and join this regiment where they essentially pride themselves on risking and laying their lives down for the good of humanity, right? And he's saying that, look, I'm fine with it if it means my death meaning something. But guess
Yeah.
what? If we die here, shit's not gonna change.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna change.
We still still lost. We still,
And you know what's crazy is? This motherfucker lives through it
Yeah.
and still acts like a dumbass. Like, Erwin gave
dude,
you that
you've
whole
seen-
speech. He gave you
Yeah.
that whole speech.
Yeah.
You were one of the few that lived in an area where you should have fucking died. You still don't want to look at the big picture.
Yeah,
Nope.
you're the only living person that heard that speech.
And you just fucking dick right, Aaron.
Yeah.
Pardon my language.
Literally. No, that's a great way of putting it. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I mean, that's true. That's a great point from both of you.
You could have easily taken on the mantle and been, I have Erwin's last words. I will impose his will. I will side with Armin, the one that he left it all to.
Except he doesn't, because remember, even when they make it back to the walls, he's kind of like, you know, like looking at, he disgusted Armin, like, you don't deserve to be here. It should have been Irvin, you know?
No, I know that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he took everything Erwin said and just fucking took it the wrong way.
Isis says it is.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
We're never gonna agree with you. I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't.
We're never gonna agree on the flock.
He should have been Armin's right hand man. Like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. He should have, and he would have been Armin's right hand man if he had made the right decisions. I was gonna try to throw that one at you too.
Someone who should have survived, well, I guess maybe they shouldn't have survived because the death is like, there's no way to survive that, but someone who I would have loved to have survived instead of Flock, someone who shows a lot of potential leadership skills, is Marlowe.
Marlowe!
If it was Marlowe, Marlowe would have been Armin's right hand man.
No, Marlowe would have.
I think Marlowe at some
done
point.
things
Marlowe
to like
would have
change
been.
the
Marlowe
environment.
would have been fucking goated.
This might be a strange take. This might be, you know, we talked about Jean, but I think that if Marlowe had survived, Marlowe, from what he's seen, he obviously has the ambition. He has a desire to want to make a difference. I think Marlowe would have, in season 4, got to a point where maybe he even surpasses Jean.
I could see that.
I could 100%
Yeah,
see that.
because he has that full, like, we know that's his goal, that's his drive, is to lead.
Yeah.
And
the guy wants to make a
Jean,
difference.
he's just like,
I feel like he would he would be able to look at Jean as a role model, and I feel like Jean knows that he's a much better soldier than he is
take him
a
under his
leader.
wing
And Jean, he would. I feel like Marlowe would idolize Jean in terms of the passion that Jean has, and that would only fuel Marlowe even more, and Marlowe would just boom, take off from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Marlowe's another character with a lot of potential, which we lose, you know.
Even in this moment right here, Marlowe doesn't really like, at least in this instance, I would be like, I feel like Jean would be arguing with Flock as like cutting off Flock and arguing with him in that moment.
Yeah.
And Marlowe's just kind of like,
yeah, the thing is, he tells him, like, look,
should have kept your horse. Well,
it's
now
our
he's talking
job.
about we're all dying.
Yeah, it's our job to guard
like,
the
it
horses.
doesn't matter.
Why did you let yours run away? Right? But yeah, I mean, Marlowe's a character where, again, he has a lot of honor about him, and he wants to do the right thing.
If you're gonna do something, if you're gonna die while doing something, die while doing it right at least.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so again, Captain Levi, he has a plan too. He's trying to go out there and just cut losses and keep the important pieces potentially safe by just escaping. And Irvin himself now has a plan, something that he decided to go ahead and keep to himself. Or maybe he just decided that this was we talked about Irvin, how he kind of also is able to go ahead and work as things happen, right? Be prepared. Levi continues to have a way with words.
Isis says, I wish the old man didn't die in the Levi squad. I think it could be a good leader. That old man was 19 years old.
Yeah.
He wasn't that old, but
He was not old. He just looked it.
Odo.
Yeah, Odo.
Odo, yeah.
Oreo, that guy.
Leorio.
Petra was the one with a lot of potential there.
Yeah, Petra. There could have been a whole nother storyline there.
Petra. Oh, Petra.
Levi loved Petra.
But she became one with nature, and yeah.
No, literally, she got smacked into a tree.
Yeah.
She became part of that tree.
All right. Do you guys have any other final thoughts in regards to this last portion here? I mean, I understand that it's going to end with Irvin saying, like, look, like, the plan could go a few ways. Best case, we have a decent chance of killing the Beast Titan, but for it to succeed, the recruits and I have to die.
I do have thoughts, but it's about what's coming up after this.
Yeah.
So I will save it for
I'm pretty like chill until next week.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Just
Yeah,
be ready
same.
for next week, you guys.
Next week will be the episode. Now, I know that we teased it.
We rage a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in fired up next week.
Oh, yeah.
Fair warning.
Sure.
Fair warning.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that.
He's saving
thing,
his voice this week for next
Yeah.
week, actually.
the only thing I
Glad
do
it
want
was
to
this
say,
week and not next week.
Yeah.
the only thing I do want to say in regards to this is that let's not forget that Levi did not even want Irvin here to begin with.
Yes,
So
very true.
As soon as he hears the word
Very true.
and I have to die, you already know Levi's like, oh,
Pissed.
fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Levi's like, you shouldn't have fucking come.
Yeah, because
Like,
he
I'm fucking right. I was fucking right this whole time.
he literally said, like, I will, like, break your bones to prevent you from showing up, you know?
Yeah. Like, because you're too valuable to lose.
I would have
Yeah.
loved in I should have broke your legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, so that's part 2 of season 3, episode 16. Part 2 of our episode breakdown discussion. Next week will be the episode where shit gets pretty crazy. Really, really
It's gonna
crazy.
be loud next
Real.
week. We gonna be loud next week.
Yep.
Better turn the volume down a little bit next week. Burst some eardrums.
But I do want to say thank you all again for the just for voting with the poll question, for the responses with the Q&A. Yeah, again, your guys' feedback, it's so appreciated, and we love it. And even in this live stream where you guys just elaborating on why you chose it, I mean, we had such just amazing conversations and stuff like that. This has been a fun episode. Yeah, next week's gonna be a fun episode as well.
While you close that, I'm gonna go potty really quickly.
Okay. But yeah, guys, again, so that wraps up another episode of Attack to Talk. This is season 3 of our episode breakdown discussion. Remember, guys, new episodes we stream live every single Sundays. We'll make sure to update you guys over in the time. We'll make sure to let you guys know whether it be 1 o'clock or noon or any other time. But make sure you guys get all your updates over on Instagram at Attack to Talk Podcast. Follow us if you guys do not. Make sure you guys check out the link tree to see all the different platforms we're available on. Yeah, all that good stuff. All the usual stuff we go ahead and we talk about. Linktree has a lot of other stuff as well, not just the platforms that we're on. We talked about also has our friend Erin and her battle with ALS. It has her GoFundMe over in there. So check that out too, guys. We also have some merch stuff for at Collector Sesh. I should say at Fandomion. Collector Sesh. Go check out my guys over on Instagram. Collector Sesh or at Geeky Statues over on Instagram. But the link in the link tree is a Fandomion link. The Fandomion link is it's just a crazy freaking massive online store. Go ahead and check it out, guys. I mean, there's so much there. I mean, a lot. Not just anime, just in general. It's just like a wide range of just a lot of different stuff, whether it be just Marvel related stuff, whether it be just like, whatever shows kind of like, popular with pop culture and stuff like that, A lot of different stuff. And again, if you see something you like, there's a promo code that Lexi has available for you guys, and that is promo code LEX, LEX, promo code LEX for 10% off for you guys' purchase order. Yeah, all that good stuff, guys. So I want to say thank you again for just joining us live, and anybody who joined us in chat, anybody who just joined us live and just listening, you guys mean the world to us. It means a lot that you guys just take the time to go and support us like you guys do. You guys are so incredible. We love you guys so much. It's cool to go ahead and see, some familiar faces again, or at least hear from them.
Familiar usernames.
Yeah, obviously, like with, even Marco, but yeah, I mean, Jacob wasn't here last week, Bat, same thing, Bobby. I mean, just huge shout out to all of, obviously, we appreciate, the ones who join us every single week. But yeah, you guys are just so awesome. I mean, every time I go ahead and I think about your guys' support for us, I mean, it's just, I'm always at a loss. And that's why I thank you guys every single episode. I go ahead and I swear I thank you guys like 20 times an episode. But it's again because I just appreciate it so much and I love you guys so much. So we got good stuff ahead. Remember, keep an eye out for future Q&As, future poll questions. As I stated, you guys' feedback is just, it's incredible. It's one of my favorite parts of doing the podcast live and being able to go ahead and just talk about the results live with you guys and see your guys' on why you guys voted that way, why you guys, responded that way, and even just elaborating like we did today. It really does bring me a lot of joy to be able to just to see your guys' results and talk about it. Mm-hmm. So that's all we got for you guys. Just in closing, like we do every single episode, just please stay safe out there. Just please appreciate each day that's given to us. Life is so short, and it seems like the world is just a scary place. Well, I say don't live in fear, but also just be aware of your surroundings and stuff like that. Just be safe.
Yeah. Be
positive-minded individuals and stuff. Pursue your guys' passions. Try to find the motivations and stuff like that. And when things aren't going well, just push through it, Don't ever feel like you're alone, because you're not. All that good stuff, guys. I mean, that's just everyday stuff. Everyday battles that human beings go through. And we talk about these battles. We talk about Battle Shiganshina. We talk about battle, the scouts versus, the Titans, this and that. But like us as humans are going through our battles every single day. And, just kind of have that being cliche here and trying to tie it into Attack on Titan. Have that kind of scout mentality and just push through. No. But seriousness though, guys, whatever it is you're going through, just remember, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And just remember that you always have people that are there looking out for you and rooting for you. And if you feel like you don't have anybody, guess what? I'm rooting for you guys. You guys mean the world to me. And
You have us.
and I love you guys so much. And Heise loves my shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
And thank you so much for that, Heise. And just huge thanks to the Attack to Talk family.
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative of you guys.
Much love.
You know what? I did a lot of reflecting for the holidays, and I know I said that, just wanted to enjoy it, but I also wanted to just think about everything that I was so thankful for and everything, and all that. And I'm so thankful for you guys. And yeah, you guys are just awesome. I always am at a loss about where I am in my life and what, this podcast became, and how, you guys are just, you become just a part of my life. And again, you guys are so freaking awesome. So, well, you guys both come up. You guys have your little words of wisdom, your little advice and stuff. Do you have anything in mind?
I have something in mind.
Okay, very
I had it and then I lost it. I'm going to find it again. Give me a sec.
Yeah, find it
I'll
again.
go first then. Normally I leave you guys with a pickup line, but this time I'm not going to leave you guys with a pickup line. I know. So sad. I know you guys love me flirting with you through the camera every day, every week. But I'm actually going to leave you guys
every day. I was like,
every
whoa.
day.
I'm like, what kind of
Every
shit are you doing,
day.
man?
No, but I actually want to leave you guys with a little poll that I posted on the Attack the Talk story and did not tell AJ.
What?
But it's because 2 weeks ago, we were talking about fears and phobias.
Yeah.
And I put up a poll simply asking, are you afraid of roller coasters? And I'm just leaving you guys with a fun fact that 87%, I asked, do you like roller coasters? My bad.
Oh.
Do you like
I
roller
was about to
coasters?
say, those are some very different results then.
I asked, do you like roller coasters? And I got to leave you guys with 87% said yep, and only 13% said no. So we're in the minority.
Wow.
Sucks.
And
I'm
that's
so sorry
it.
for you
That's what I'm
guys.
leaving you guys with. Be safe. Have a great week. And I hope to see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Andrew Garfield, when casted for the movie Tick Tick Boom, did not know how to sing. And then he had to learn how to sing for Tick Tick Boom because it is a musical. Also, my soldiers do not buckle or yield, so I expect you not to buckle or yield under the cruelties of this world as well. So please push forward and see us next week, you guys.
Beautiful. Love it. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys again so much for joining us.